Welcome back to Orange Peelers, Zane. You're here again. How are ya?
I'm good. A lot to talk about this week. Magic round, obviously.
Yeah, Magic round coming up.
The week that just went by.
It was a pretty good weekend of footy, I thought.
Yeah.
There were some really good games in there. Once again, Zane, I question who you really go for because you're at the Bulldogs game again.
Oh, well, as soon as I were in Wollongong, I'm like, may as well go.
Can you just once again confirm you are a Souths fan, technically?
I am, yes, 100%. I'm a passionate Souths fan.
Why do you
never
prefer
going
going to the Doggies game?
I don't know. I've just, whenever I've had free time, the Doggies have been the team that's playing.
Yeah,
so
well, it helps when they're playing in Wollongong and you live in
exactly.
Wollongong.
You know, I think what's the next Wollongong game? I think they play the Warriors.
Yeah, maybe,
Dragons. So
yeah.
you know, I'll be
You'll
back in the Warriors then. Yeah,
in Wollongong.
Been told I should come to a Belmore game this year.
Yeah.
The next game's round 20.
Bulldogs, Broncos.
Yeah, and the Rabbitohs have the bye that round.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
That's like, there's a couple of games. I was looking at what games are on when the Bulldogs have the buys. So obviously I do the hot dog reviews and I'm just trying to get to like all different stadiums. And we play the Roosters once, but we play them on the Central Coast.
so you
I was
can't go
like,
there.
what? Is there any games I can get to like at New Allianz, at SCG? And the first Bulldogs buy, the Roosters play at one of them. And then the second Bulldogs buy, they play at the other one.
Right.
So I'm thinking about going to some Roosters games just to like tick off some hot dogs for content.
Yeah, well,
just tick
I
off
think
some stadiums.
Allianz, the hot dogs at Wynn Stadium.
Yeah.
Wasn't a fan of them, to be honest.
So you weren't a fan of your one? Because
It seemed just very, like, sort of salty, sort of.
that's
you
what
know?
that's
was just
exactly
like,
what I said with mine. I said it was really, really salty.
Yeah.
It was like they'd boiled the sausage in seawater.
Yeah, it didn't seem.
Emilio had two, didn't he?
I think so. Well, he was absolutely starving.
I was
on
about
the
to say, tell us, you know more than I do, Emilio. Obviously, if you're watching, you might know who Emilio Savage is. He was in the charity match. He's a Bulldogs fan. Tell me about his journey to the game.
He was going to take a bus from Campbelltown to Wollongong, but he gets on the bus and it wasn't going to Wollongong, even though on the app it says it was. And he shows the driver, and the driver was confused. And so he got back on a train at Campbelltown and had to go all the way around to Sutherland and straight down, and got to the game pretty much just after kickoff.
I think he said it took him 4 hours to go from Parramatta, like he lives in and around Parramatta, to Wollongong, which is normally not more than 90 minutes.
No, it's not. I can't. Yeah, that would have been dreaded trip, but, you know, passionate enough to come see a team play. Don't give it up.
And it was worth it because the Bulldogs
it was. That's what I said to him. I'm like, they better win now. They better win now.
And they did. But before we get to the Bulldogs-Dragons game, let's start at the start. I think that's a good idea. Cowboys and Sharks.
Yes.
Now, you actually predicted this one. You said Sharks 13+, and you said Ronaldo to score.
I said Sharks 13+, but not to the extent that it was. Yeah.
Well, I said Cowboys 1 to 12 because I did the opposite.
When I said I expected like 30 to 12, like a scoreline like that, not 44 to 6.
It was insane.
Oh, the Cowboys were crap. They were just terrible. Chad Townsend was rubbish.
Did he get hooked or did he get injured?
I don't know what happened, but he went off.
Yeah, he went off. I'll tell you what. You got Chad Townsend on one side, obviously the halfback of the Cowboys. Let's talk about the halfback of the Sharkies. Nico Hines.
Oh, yes.
Is he not... Would you say he's the form player of the comp? Like he's
I wouldn't say
it.
the form of player of the comp.
But one of the?
One of the, yes.
He is just braining it. It's just
wasn't even
crazy.
wet.
And it wasn't even wet.
Oh, imagine if it was raining.
Can you imagine if his hair was wet? Like, it was just such a good game from Nico. I love watching him. We say it every week, but...
Who did I have as my try scorer for this game again?
Ronaldo. Yeah, we both had Ronaldo, and he scored, luckily.
Yeah,
so you got like you got all three for this game. He started off the round pretty good. But yeah, I just want to talk about Nico. Not only him as how good he is, we can say he should be playing Origin and all that.
He needs to be there.
But let's talk about him off the field. Obviously, the game was the Paul Green medal because Paul Green played for the Sharks and Cowboys and coached the Cowboys, obviously. So in his memory, they've like done up a medal for him each game. And Nico shockingly won the medal because he's the best bloke in the world. He won it because like man of the match. And then he donates the medal to Paul Green's son, donates his jersey to his daughter. Is he the nicest bloke in the world?
And he advocates to get a mental health round.
In his post-match interview, he's not there trying to talk himself up to get an Origin spot. He stands here and he says, let's get a mental health
but he deserves an Origin spot anyway.
Yeah, he does.
He'll be there. He has to be there.
He's the
same as another player that we're going to get to soon, but he is one of those players who needs to be there.
He just has to be there. And he almost has to start.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's definitely in the 17, but like he's not just in the squad. He's in the 17. Yeah. Like 100%. His jersey is currently being made. They're putting his name on his jersey as we speak, surely. But yeah, he's the perfect person. He's hot. He's a good footy player. And he's a nice bloke. Yes. Like, name one other player that's as good as him, as hot as him, and as nice as him. Go, name one. I've got one
in mind. Cameron Murray.
That's the only other player I can think of.
Cameron Murray is probably on the same level at foot. Yeah. How nice he is. Like, he's such a
the
gentleman,
only player
both of them.
I can think of that's as nice, as hot, and as good as Nico.
Yeah, like, you know, he's a future Sharks captain. I thought he was the captain, but he turns out he's not. Dalfinukin is, but he will be.
True. He will be, yeah, definitely. Yeah. He's just so perfect. I wish I was him. You wish you were him? I feel like every guy.
I wish,
He's the perfect dude. Like, if he's not the best role model in rugby league,
he's the perfect role model as well.
But yeah, that's basically all I want to talk about with Cowboys, the Sharks. But the Cowboys,
I think they're gone.
You'd
I think they're spoon contenders.
I was ready to rule them out last week, and you said you weren't quite ready.
Now I am.
Yeah, they were terrible.
They were terrible, and they're missing players now. Yeah, Nanai's going to be gone for a few weeks.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that. The Nanai hip drop. You happy with that?
Yes, was a hip drop. Another one like the Ezra Man.
That's almost the perfect example of what a hip drop is and what we need to be looking out for. Yeah. Like, there's lots of debate at the moment in regards to what is a hip drop, what isn't. That's a hip drop. Yes. Let's look at that and use that as the example of what a hip drop is.
Yes.
Because that's what a hip drop is.
There wasn't just Nanai. There was Chad Townsend was garbage, as we touched on before. Val Holmes didn't have a good game.
I thought Holmes was good, to be honest. I thought he was almost Stanley
tackle.
Player.
He missed that tackle in the first half.
He wasn't like perfect or anything, but I thought out of all the Cowboys players, I thought he was one of the better ones.
Fair enough.
I thought Scotty Drinkwater was a bit average.
Yeah, he didn't have a good game.
He had some bad moments. I just think, across the park, the Cowboys aren't.
I don't know what's going on this year. Like, I said there'd be a drop. I didn't think we'd get to the point where we'd be talking about him to possibly get the spoon this year. It's predicted last year. Is it like delayed? Like, we predicted them for it last year.
It's literally
a lot of people had them winning the comp this year, which I was like not a fan of. I never considered them to win the comp this season. Yeah. I just didn't.
I thought they were still top 4 or top 8 though.
I thought top 8 at least.
But they're literally doing what we thought they'd do last year. But they're doing it now. It's crazy.
I don't know what it is. If all these players have been upgraded and they've played Origin, I just think they've gotten too far ahead of themselves.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, doesn't it?
Yeah, but like, just teams are just more like
prepared to play.
Prepared to play him. Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
Yeah,
probably
you said
happen,
it almost from the start.
It's happened worse than what I could have imagined.
I genuinely think you said that in our
I think I did. Yeah,
preview.
I did.
Like, on day one, you were like, I think they'll drop because teams are going to be more ready to play them.
Yeah, and I think that's partly what's happened. But definitely. I don't think that Sharks game was that. I think that they just didn't show up.
Yeah, and it's just crazy because
they got these nice, cool jerseys this season, and they're not performing in them. They
do have stick jerseys. To be
they
fair.
are awesome jerseys.
It's just weird because I don't know if it was the last time they played the Sharks, but the last time they played at Shark Park was that insane final.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they kicked that field goal to beat the Sharks, and it's just the complete opposite team now. It's just like what
they're the same team. They're not playing good.
That's the thing. They didn't even. Player movement wise,
they signed James Tamia, but he's hardly played. I know.
And they lost Hammer, who was like bench. Yeah, and I think they lost Gilbert.
Yeah, they lost Gilbert as well.
And that's it though. Like,
what's his name? Connolly. The second row. Lemmy. Yeah, but he wasn't really like a starting.
Yeah, like they didn't lose anything crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's just so weird. It's bizarre. But. Yeah, shout out to the Sharks. I think that's a big win.
They're starting to get their rhythm now.
I think there's 2 teams right now that are really starting to get going, and they're the 2 teams you predicted a couple of weeks ago to make the grand final: the Sharks and the Bunnies.
And I copped it a bit. Everyone's like, not a chance, but I think right at the moment. If there was a grand final next week, they'd probably be
2 to 3 weeks ago. That was like an insane prediction because they were both like bottom 8. Like,
they were.
And now they're the 2 form teams of the comp.
I can see something. But the Sharks, I'm still waiting for them to be challenged. Like, I want to see them go up against like a Broncos or a Rabbit. Well, they went up against the Rabbitohs in round 1, but that was round 1, so you can't really judge much from it. But
did they beat Rabbits round 1?
No, Rabbitohs beat them.
Oh, Rabbits beat them.
Yeah, we had
that was without
Latrell Mitchell field goal at the end.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to see them get challenged a bit more, but there's something about them where I think they're just going to click at the right time of the year. Like, they are now, but I think at the back end of the year
they could even obviously they've clicked now, but you could almost expect them to sort of fall out and then click again.
Yeah, and they're a side that in the dry surface they're so good, except even in the wet with Nico.
Yeah,
with
that's the thing. Like their outside backs are made for a dry track.
Yeah, but their halfbacks made for the wet.
Yeah, so it works both ways.
Yeah.
They just have to switch up the game.
Yeah, there's something about the Sharks I really like about them this year.
And there's no one in their team you sort of like outside of Ronaldo, I guess.
Yeah, but like I said in preseason, like
team.
apart from Nico, I wouldn't rank many of those players like above a B tier. Like I just think I wouldn't say average.
But you wouldn't rate any of them low either.
Yeah, I wouldn't rate them low, but I wouldn't rate them like as top tier players. Like Ronaldo, maybe a top tier ringer, but like Ramian's just like a middle. Like see, this sounds a bit mean. Like they're upper like average, like above the average point, but not in the. Like
they're like one tier below.
Yeah, exactly. And like then Nico's the top. That's
obviously, Nico's.
That's what I said, but he just carries that side.
Yeah.
As well, Nico.
Yeah,
just carries it so well.
He's just so
Braden Hamlin Ueli. I had him in my fantasy side at the start of the year, but he was a gun on Thursday.
He was. Obviously, he's out this week.
Yeah, well, he got injured in that drop.
But he had a good game.
He did.
I thought Nakora had a really good game.
Royce Hunt.
If
you saw my blind ranking players, he got to the number 1 position.
Yeah.
With the fielder,
From like this week.
Yeah.
But true.
Yeah, so he was the best player of the round, apparently.
Ronaldo bounced back well from his bomb try against the Doggies.
I feel like there's another one that's going to happen this season.
Like another bomb try. Yeah. I saw he came up on my TikTok the other day. He was streaming. He normally plays Fortnite, hey? He was streaming on Minecraft.
Oh, was he?
He was playing Minecraft with his mates. I was like, let's go. Shout out to him. I like it when players have like personality outside of
Yeah,
footy.
exactly.
But yeah, I've got nothing else.
Yeah, that was...
Actually, I do have one more thing. You might have already heard this because this stat's been thrown out for a little while now. How many try assists do you reckon Talakai has this year?
Oh, I was actually thinking about this on Thursday night during the game. I'm like, how much does he has? And I was going to look it up, but I didn't. I freaking.
So you haven't
I
seen
saw a post today on Clarkie's talking about the try assists.
Have a guess.
The top 2 were Cody Walker was number 1.
Yeah.
And I think second place might have been Moses.
Yeah.
I reckon 4th.
You reckon he's 4th? Yeah. I don't know how many do you reckon he has?
I reckon I'd say, Cody Walker at 11. He was number 1. I reckon 8.
I think he was at 9 before this week.
Really?
So that's I wouldn't have expected him to have that
I'll have
many.
a look at this now
and I'm
and
pretty
see
sure
where
he was tied first before that round.
I'm going to have a look at this now. Because I saw a post right before I got here talking about it. Try assists. He's 4th.
Yeah, he's
with
4th.
9 try assists. There we go. 9 try assists.
And he's 1 behind Adam Reynolds.
Cody
Walker.
Not Mitchell Moses and Reece
He's equal with Reece Walsh.
Yeah.
He's got more than his halfback, Nico Hines.
Right, but Nico missed a few weeks and he's already got 8.
That's a fair point. That's a very fair point. But yeah, I thought it was a good opening.
Talakai is very underrated, but he's not an Origin player.
Yeah.
Like the Blues seem to. I still can't get over that selection.
He had
he's a good player.
Like
he's a gun to try and he's very hard to stop.
Yeah. He's just like a little cannonball.
Just that tap on he did in the second half to Ronaldo was just incredible. But he's not
Origin.
Again, he's another Sharks player who's not great, but he's not average. He's just there.
Yeah.
And he does his thing.
He's just 1 or 2 tiers below elite.
Except for that Manly game he had last year where he was the best player.
The greatest player.
Everyone was saying he's the player of the season.
People were saying that was the greatest performance by a centre.
Yeah.
In one game.
Oh, they might be right, but it was one half.
Yeah, in one half.
They took Morgan Harper off, who was shocking that game.
Yeah. No, shout out to Talakai. I like him, but don't pick him in Origin.
He's not an Origin player.
And then the second game, or the first Friday night game, Eels Knights.
Yeah, another game I didn't expect. The Knights are so gutsy this season, but that was 1-12. Just the Knights of old back to their best.
Yeah.
They were dreadful.
Old classic Newcastle.
They were dreadful.
Knights 1-12. I had Dom Young anytime. He scored luckily for me. And then you said Eels 1-12 with Dunster. You only got Eels.
Oh, God.
But obviously the Eels get a massive
I just thought with how gutsy the Knights have been, they'd be able to hold it close. But Ponga's back and the curse is back on.
It's weird, isn't it?
I think they're relying on him too much, and I think they've proved it now.
Yeah, it must be something like that. Or
didn't he have a shocking round of fantasy as well, Ponga?
He missed 10 tackles and
I'm
made 11.
I'm going to find this now. I know he had a really bad score.
He has to be fullback. We've said it for so long.
But Lockie Miller, what are they going to do?
I've traded him
out because he's had a few. He scored.
Because I'm making way.
Guess who I put in?
I'm going to go to fullback.
Guess who I put in from Miller? I might regret this. Only because he had a good week last week. Gutho.
The King Gutho.
Where do we go here?
I'm looking at
Stats.
I
Ponga.
can't get it up.
Last week, he 9 points on fantasy.
9 fantasy points.
Yes, as a 5'8". That is absolutely
It's because of
terrible.
all his missed tackles.
With
though.
80 minutes,
Yeah, he
line
had,
break assists 1, tackles 13, tackle break 2, missed tackles 8.
What about this? I've got a stat for you. You might have just seen it, but they've moved Kalen Ponga to 5'8" to be more involved, right?
Yeah.
So let's have a look at Lockie Miller and Kalen Ponga, how many runs they've had now. Obviously, to be fair, Lockie Miller's fullback, so obviously he gets more runs because he kick returns and out of his own end.
Yeah.
To be fair, but how many runs do you reckon each of them? Oh, actually,
Meters
I'll tell you.
gained?
Lockie Miller had 22 runs. So how many do you reckon
try and
Ponga
find this.
had at 5'8", being more
I'm
involved?
trying to look for like a high scoring thing. It's probably not high scoring.
Yeah.
Doesn't really say runs. It probably does somewhere.
Have a guess.
I reckon like 10.
Not yet. 9. He had 9 runs.
Oh.
He had less than half of the fullback. And as I said, the fullback does do
I think
yardage
he's
carries
not
and
playing.
stuff,
I
but
don't think he's
still.
playing Origin this year.
You reckon he's going to get dropped from Origin?
Yeah.
Wow,
not with-
that's a big call.
Just there's players around him who are playing so much better
Yeah.
than him, and he hasn't played a lot of footy.
He
He's
hasn't
getting
played-
9
and he
points
hasn't
in
played
fantasy.
fullback.
Yeah, and he hasn't played fullback. So, like, if he was playing for New South Wales, he'd probably get picked. But yeah, he's playing for Queensland. I know they like to stay loyal, but Reece
Yeah.
Walsh is right on
I
his
don't
tail
hate
at the
it.
moment.
I think it's a massive concern how, obviously
crazy
he is
to
at-
see him get dropped
He is
from-
at 5'8" though. Obviously it is different when he plays fullback, and we've seen how good he is as fullback for Queensland. But that wasn't a good game from him.
Yeah, is it over the experiment of him at 5'8"? Did they need to move him back, or did they need to get rid of him from the side so they're actually competitive in their games?
If he wasn't named Kalen Ponga, if he wasn't on the money he's on, he wouldn't be getting picked.
Because I have a feeling.
That's my take.
If this is a future prediction, I don't like saying this. I think Keys might be the next Luke Brooks,
Yeah.
and they're
Maybe.
the Knights are gonna try and keep him there as long as possible, and he's gonna need to move to save his career.
If Knights keep him there,
I just
I can see that
think it's
happening.
gonna
He's
be a
not a
similar
5'8".
situation to Luke Brooks, where it's
Yeah.
just it's not going to work out for him, which is concerned because I remember when he started, everyone said next big thing as well, and it's the same with Luke Brooks. I
he nearly
remember
won the Dally M in his first or second year.
he's never won it, but he's
Yeah, but he
been up
came
there.
close
Yeah.
though in his first or second
Yeah,
year.
and I remember the first time I watched him, it was the Auckland Nines,
Yeah.
and he absolutely killed it. I'm like, this guy is going to be the next big thing, and he started off like that.
But he's just had injuries, and now they've moved him to 5'8".
oh yeah, it's just
He's just not. He needs to go back to fullback. It's
Yeah.
that simple, and it sucks for Lockie Miller. And that's why I mean, if he wasn't named Kalen Ponga, if he wasn't on the money he's on, they wouldn't be picking him.
Yeah.
If you keep Miller at fullback and Gamble, who's been pretty good at 5'8".
exactly that's the only
Because
reason
he's
in
on
that
big
side.
money and because his last name is Ponga, because he's this big thing. They're trying to force him into a side. And now,
He just doesn't fit that Knights
Is it
side
worth
anymore.
dropping Lockie Miller, who's been he's in the top 10 for Dally M votes. He's killing it at fullback. Do you really drop him?
Yeah, it's a hard decision for the Knights.
That's what makes it hard
I
as
just
well.
also don't think Ponga fits that Knights team anymore.
Yeah, well,
When they got him there,
they've
they were gonna-
shown they're fine without him.
When they got him there, they were going to build the whole team around him, which
Yeah.
they have, but it's just not working anymore.
Well,
They were better without him
When
there.
he was out, they were playing better football, and I
Yeah,
think it's
'cause
because when he's in the side, the whole game plan revolves around him.
Exactly.
But when he's out of it, they're playing more of a better style of footy.
Yeah, that's what I
think
mean.
That's
I
what you said
don't
at the
think he
start.
fits it anymore.
They rely on him too much when he's in the side. It becomes all about him. But it shouldn't
Yeah,
be all
9
about
fantasy
him.
points, you're not winning a game.
Yeah.
If that's your marquee player.
And clearly, maybe he's not confident enough to be back starting yet. Or if
Yeah,
maybe play him off the bench for a couple of games.
yeah, I don't know what to do
wait
with the
till he's
Knights.
ready.
Yeah, but let's not talk about the negatives anymore. The Eels,
Let's
they were
go
great.
to do you have any positives about the Knights?
No, their defense was
throw the
awful.
bone to-
Their
throw
defense
the
was
bone to
just
them.
awful. The only positive I can say was Tyson Brazil.
Yeah.
He was okay.
Tom Young scored a try.
Yeah, but the Eels,
Yeah,
they're
the
looking
Eels.
like they're starting to get there, but I'm still not shot on them yet. There's
Yeah.
something I just don't rate them, and I didn't last season, and I still don't this year.
I think they've shown there's because the
They
last
need
few weeks
another
they weren't
outside back.
awesome.
I think they need another outside back,
Yeah.
like
Well,
like
that's
a
what they're
centre
saying.
or
They're
something.
looking
They
for a
should have
centre or
been
something.
one of the clubs that went for Jack Wyden. I think.
I reckon they might chase as Lomax.
Lomax, yeah, we'll get to him soon.
I've
He's
had
signed till 2026,
Oh,
so
is he?
he might not.
They can release him though. Usually when a coach leaves, heaps of players leave.
Yeah, but we're
no
not. We'll talk about the Dragons a bit more soon.
I've also said for a while that I can see Jake Averillo going to the Eels as well.
Can you?
For some reason, I can just see him going to the Eels. So, yeah, I think they'll definitely sign an outside back at some stage, I think. But, man, they were good. I think when Hopgood starts for the Eels, they play so much better. I can't believe I traded
him out.
Yeah, I'm so glad I held on to him. He scored like in the 80s.
I know.
I'm so happy.
Mitchell Moses got in the 100s.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Gutherson got in the 80s. Yeah, those three, they're big three. They were just incredible.
I was going to say Gutho and Moses, best players.
Oh, yeah. They had their best games of the year so far.
They were very good. Even Brown was pretty good. Even like Sevo had a pretty good game.
Sevo's always just a tank, isn't he, though?
He made, I think, was it Young defending him?
Yeah.
I thought it was Young and he just, mocked
Young's a bit of a weak defender at times. But he did just, you don't want to go up against Sevo. Yeah. You saw what happened with Ockenball the other week. It's not fun.
And he can have bad moments as well, but he can also have good moments. He just needs to back himself more, Sevo, I reckon.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. I noticed Matt Dury, ex-Bulldogs legend, he played no minutes off the bench. So they just played with 3 men on the bench and still won by 1 million points. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. But as I said, I just think...
Was this a fluke for the Eels, this game?
That's why...
I honestly think it is. Don't come at me, Eels, I just don't rate them. I just don't look at this side and think what other people do.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, is it just a one-off game? Obviously, they're pretty decent. I think they're
a good side. They're better than a lot of other teams.
I just look at it.
Hopgood, premiership winning side.
Hopgood starts and they go back to the form they were in before. Because obviously he was benched the last couple of weeks. And I just feel like when he's starting, they're so much better. And so maybe it wasn't a fluke. And they came up against a night side with Ponga back to start with. And obviously that helped.
He's back on the bench this week. Is he Hopgood or with Ryan Madison?
No, he's starting at lock, I'm pretty sure.
Who's their bench then?
I think Maddo got dropped to the bench because obviously Davey came in, which we'll touch on later. Davey got released from the Bulldogs to the Eels. Let me have a look at the Eels lineup this week. I'm pretty sure it was Madison on the bench. Davey's gone straight into the starting side. Let's have a look. So they got Wiramu, Greg, and Arbolo at the props. Sean Lane and Andrew Davies, second rowers. Hopgood lock. And then Cartwright, Hands, Madison, and Makatoa.
Right.
Dury dropped out.
Right.
And Ofahiki Ogden is also in the reserves. Did he play last week? I feel like it was either on the weekend or the week before, and he had a great game. I'm pretty sure it was last week.
Yeah. Swear I heard his name in the commentary somewhere.
I feel like it was last week, and he had a really, really good game. To the point where I was like, why did the Bulldogs let him leave? And to the point where I was like, he should be playing more.
It's the same question that you've asked for ages. Why did the Bulldogs let him leave? The Morris brothers,
he was off the
Damien
bench.
Cook. Who else is there?
Michael Leisha.
Who? Ben Barber.
Well, I don't know if I wouldn't say we released him. He sort of had to leave. But yeah, I feel like, it's hard to get a read on the Eels still. I think they played good. There's no denying they played good. But they were up against a night side that played bad with Ponga first game back. I think if it was against a top-tier team, it would have been different.
It would have been different.
It wasn't against a top-tier team. It was against the Knights. You can only play what's in front of you. And they did the job. You can't take a 43-12 win away from them. They won by 31 points.
Yeah, exactly.
What more do you want from them? So, I thought as just a single game, that was really good. Yes. And I'm keen to see how they go against the Titans as well. I think that'll be a good game.
It will. That's a very interesting game.
Yeah. Oh, also, what about the hair pull? What did you make of the hair pull?
Yeah, come on. I heard about it, but I didn't see much of this. I mustn't have been watching at this point, but I heard a story about the hair pull, but I just want to see more of the context behind it.
I think it was a genuine hair pull, actually.
Who was it?
It was on Young.
Oh,
it's just ironic because it's the Knights that were complaining about the hair pulls. And they had
Young had an incident the other year with a hair pull, didn't he?
Yeah. The weird thing was he sort of did grab the back of his head.
Yeah, who pulled it?
I don't remember who pulled it. And I don't remember if it was a penalty or not, but I just wrote down, let's talk about that. But I remember on Twitter, a lot of people blowing up, and he grabbed the back of his head, though. It wasn't like he got the jersey and accidentally got the hair. So I feel like it must have been a penalty if there was people complaining about it. Yeah, I don't know. And Zane, let's get to it. This is why you're here.
Another game I didn't expect them to win by as much as they did. And the
South
first half, I
Broncos.
was very nervous because, Reynolds just came out flying.
Yeah.
He knew the game plan. He took that intercept from Murray because he's worked with that play 100 times. He knew the call. He knew that our weakens cramp in. So he just tossed the balls out to the wingers and it worked once, but, they got themselves back together and just rolled over the Broncos.
I
think it's probably crazy to think. I think Tom Burgess had one of the best games of his career.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He
came on, he was just lethal.
I just thought it was just a really dominant game.
He came on when we had 14 men on the field, so that gave him a bit of a boost.
Talk to me about that. You cheat.
Talk to me.
Seconds. Why are you cheating?
It was 30 seconds, and it had nothing to do with the game. Like we had the ball. I think we did. Yeah,
I feel like it was an attacking set. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like we scored a try or 32 points when we had 14 players on the field.
And to be honest, I think having an extra player in a defensive set is more of an advantage than in an attacking set as well.
But it's not like they got involved.
Yeah, they didn't score.
When we had an extra player on, it's not like Jai Arrow and Tom Burgess were involved. Jai literally started running off as Tom came on, so it wasn't like a big deal.
Nah.
People saying points should be stripped. Come on.
They should be, man. That's a big deal. You can't be cheating.
Shouldn't.
Yeah.
They
should lose all the points and the for and against as well.
And they saved the try or whatever. And that made you lose points.
It's been compared a lot to the Bulldogs one in 2009 against the Panthers, where they did.
I know. The Bulldogs lost the minor premiership.
And it cost them the minor premiership. But the thing is with that one, they won that game by 2 points.
Yeah, it's because it was a closer game.
Not 26 points. And from what I've found, they scored a try when the extra man was on the field.
Yeah, so that's why.
It was for less time, but they did score, I believe, when he was on the field. And there was also an incident, I think I read in 2004 with the Broncos.
Yeah, I think.
Where they lost the points and then they not challenged it, but whatever, disputed it, and they got the points back. So I think 32-6. It was 30 seconds. They didn't score while the players were on the field.
And the other bloke we're talking about who is locked in the Origin, Campbell Graham. If he's not there, we riot. He was
literally wrote down,
incredible.
Give Graham his Origin jersey.
That was
It is time.
Good. That was just incredible. He's a bloke who never smiles after a try. He's always looking serious, like who he's about to kill next. But he actually had a smile on his face.
He's a serial killer.
He actually had a smile on his face after his tries. I was so happy for him. I'm like, he's actually excited to score.
Yeah,
He normally gets up, he's like, on Friday, he was smiling. I was like,
he probably is realising, he's in Origin.
Yeah.
Surely.
And Trell Mitt,
a double?
How is he not on the Origin tally list yet?
What do you mean?
How is he not in the top 10 for the Origin leaderboard?
In what? In try scorers?
No, in state, just Origin. I'm not Origin. I'm Dally M points.
Oh, Dally M.
What am I saying? We're talking about Origin too. I was Dally M points. How is he not in the top 10 yet? And Cody Walker, who was just.
I'll tell you what. Not only can we question why he isn't that high for Dally M points. Man, he looks like he wants a Dally M.
Yeah,
he's playing like he wants to.
I was ready this week. I'm like, he'll definitely be in the top 10 this week. He's not there.
How many points did he get?
I don't know, but
they would take a lot of points off each other. The last few weeks, the Bulldogs game, he would have got a bunch. The Dolphins game, not as much, but he would have still got a bunch. The Penrith game, he would have got a few. This game, he would have got heaps. You got to remember the system sucks, but
and Hines. How is Hines above in third?
Hines deserves that many.
Hines deserves to be there, but if Hines is up there, Latrell should be as well. I want to see.
Well, the system's broken there, and I noticed on the weekend in the Bulldogs game, Jake Averillo and Ben Hunt got the same amount of points.
I also noticed that Carraz, a winger, was on top of it at one point.
The system is broken. You have to keep that in mind. But the way Latrell's playing, he does deserve to be top 10.
Where is he? He is. Wait, he's on 14 points.
Yeah. How many is first on?
Okay, let's count it. Payne us is first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In 11th is Cody Walker with 16.
So Walker's got more than him.
Yeah. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. He's 19 on 14
How many points did you say he's on?
14.
He's on the same amount of points as Jacob Carraz.
Yes. Yeah, Jacob Carraz is right above him. And the hammer.
Yeah, right. And Haas is on 23 at the top.
Campbell Graham's on 9. He's about 30th by the looks of it. But
yeah, that's weird. Especially in the new system, you can get a max of 6.
Yeah, I know.
And he's only on 14. Yeah, but
he's got to fly up there. There's some players who I think he should be above.
What did you think of the Cameron Murray sin bin?
Yeah,
towards the start of the game.
That's just typical Reynolds at his best. Diving like he was. I think he's up there with the biggest sooks, up with Gufferson and Moses. Like, I love him, but
I agree actually.
The one thing I noticed with Reynolds, and I always laugh my ass off, is how he always does ref calls. Like he always points to the sin bin. Have you noticed? And blows penalties. I just always laugh.
He always does that. Yeah,
I just laugh my ass off when it happens. Yeah. Like he did it in a Souths game in a finals once where he got tackled, then he gets up and points to the sin bin, and the ref comes over and does it as well.
I just thought, with that Murray one, he ran a line. He didn't change his line. He ran a direct
slightly
line.
Tapped Reynolds, and Reynolds has to do this dramatic fall. He has to do this dramatic fall. And what was the incident like? I was confused to what happened with Mitchell and Reynolds in that incident.
I think they just said some words to each other and got under each other's skin.
Yeah, then Reynolds was talking to the ref about it.
They got a penalty, didn't they? The Broncos?
I think
the Broncos got a penalty. Oh, no. Whoever
South's got a penalty.
Had a
South's got a
penalty
penalty from that.
I remember watching it and thinking...
No, I don't think it was because of that argument. I think something happened.
Something else happened. Yeah, right. Because I was going to say, there shouldn't have been a penalty.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, speaking of running lines, though, Reggie Rabbit. One of the great lines of all time. Straight into
some
Reynolds.
odd things sometimes. There was that game last year at Allianz where he was just standing on the field in the middle of the game.
He always lays on the ground and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I have a question for you in regards to that. Do you think he intentionally walked into Reynolds, or do you think it was an accident?
I think it looks like it was an accident. I don't think. Yeah, I think he did accidentally do it.
It looked like he was dizzy or something. He was just walking to the tunnel.
Yeah, but he can't really see through the costume, I don't think, and that's what happened there.
It was so funny. I also want to bring up, obviously, Magic Rounds this weekend. Why were they playing at Suncorp Stadium the week before Magic Round?
Because that's the NRL have an agreement that a game has to be in Brisbane every week and blah, blah, blah.
Wait, seriously?
I think that's an agreement, isn't it? That's what they've got this other Brisbane team in. So now at least one game has to be in Brisbane.
I mean, that makes sense, but it's just
for the Broncos.
Let's just wreck the field the week before Magic Round.
Yeah, and they've had another game there since. They had the Rugby Union, didn't they?
Yeah. The day after, and the field looks horrible.
No, I think they're working hard, but
I'm so glad the Bulldogs are the first game of Magic
why didn't they just play this game at the Gabba or something?
I don't know.
First of all, you don't want to play rugby games at the Gabba, but
if they're contracted to play there every week, it makes sense. But then at the same time, surely
I don't necessarily think it's Suncorp though. I think it's Brisbane.
Yeah,
they have to have a game.
Even if it's either of them, surely you can get in the contract, bro. We're giving you an entire round. You're getting half of the NRL fans to your city. Let us have 1 week off before then to preserve the fields for the biggest weekend.
Financially, it's not going to work for Brisbane. What do you mean financially won't work? 2 years ago, they had half the season in the city.
It's just dumb. I just don't get it. But I'll tell you, I wrote this.
And it has to be, I think one of the Queensland teams has to be a nighttime game every week as well. That's
Yeah. I think because I have noticed every week there is either Broncos or Dolphins playing in Brisbane.
If it's not them, it's Cowboys or Titans as well get the night game. That's just the rule, but...
Yeah, back on Latrell quickly. I wrote this down in my notes. Latrell would be so good if he lost his weight. He'd be even better.
He has lost his weight.
But if he trims down a bit more...
I don't think he can.
You don't reckon?
I think it's just him.
He's just built...
Yeah, he's just built that different way. He put on his story when he posted his try, he's fatty. No, he said something, he's fatty on his way. I
just feel like...
Big fatty. He said something
just his fitness, I think.
I think
he's getting more involved now, definitely. But he's just so unstoppable sometimes, isn't he?
He is.
He's just so good.
Especially when he runs straight, you don't want to tackle
especially when he's in a mood. When he's in a mood, you just
creates stuff from nothing. That
what about
kick?
The one where the crossfield kick, and then he scored? Who scores off their own crossfield kick?
And he knew exactly what a camera was, didn't he? He looked straight at it.
You messaged him, you're he always finds the camera.
He probably looks around before the game, spotting where they are, but he looked
in the
straight into it. Yeah, and he's doing it.
Yeah.
No, he did the rabbit, didn't he?
Or
kangaroo,
he did both, bro. He did
kangaroo.
Yeah, then he did slap the bum in his chest as well. Josh Adokar does that all the time as well. After
Josh Adokar pulls his...
He just loses control of himself. He's so pumped up, eh? Well, that's what happened to Latrell a little bit. Is there anything else you want to talk about there, though? You want to wrap any other players?
There's more I want to talk about for next week's game regarding the Rabbitohs.
Right,
we'll get to them soon. But I think we touched on everything. Broncos just were very quiet that second half.
They weren't necessarily bad though.
Nah,
they
not
were
at all.
Quiet. actually, we better say what our tips were. You had Souths 1-12 and Burgess, who you said had the best game of his career.
He did, but he
didn't get
score.
over the strike, but you did have South.
That was a wild
Why
tip.
didn't you go
wasn't it?
Souths 13 plus?
I just thought up in Brisbane, like the Broncos would handle them, and I thought Reynolds would handle them well.
I think they missed Haas a lot.
They did, yeah,
They missed
down the
Haas a
middle,
lot.
missed him.
Massively.
Like, Burgess wouldn't have had that sort of game. Totola was great as well, and Jairo was great. Like all the forwards were incredible, I thought.
And yeah, I had Broncos 1-12 and Reynolds. And Reynolds was part of our Reynolds multi. So, and neither of them scored. So that was my and that was like my multi of the week, the Broncos one. So that went down. So shout out to anyone if you jumped on Pickle Bet and got on that bet. I apologise because that was a shocking bet. But I'll tell you what wasn't a shocking bet, Zane. I said in the next game, I'd Raiders 1-12 and I'd Croker any time.
Yes.
And that all got up. You had Finns 1-12 and everyone's favourite Queenslander, Nichols, to score, and none of that got up. Yeah, Raiders, Dolphins, almost game of the round.
You reckon? I didn't really think it was game of the round, nah.
What would you say was game of the round?
I'd say the game of the round was probably
Panthers, Tigers.
Yeah.
Fair
All
enough.
Souths.
Yeah.
Souths Broncos.
Yeah, I didn't see... I did see... I watched the first half and then I watched maybe the last 10, I think, because I'd worked.
Yeah, I watched the second half. That was it.
Yeah.
I missed the first half because I came home from work.
But I think one of the key points out of this
I think I said to you, I'm like, Dolphins will come back from this.
Yeah,
they
that's
nearly
right.
did.
You
know,
did too, you DM'd me at half time. You
the
said
Michael
Dolphins
Jordan
will win
bottles
this,
wore off pretty quickly. So
Yeah. Zane messaged me and was like, the comeback's on here. And then they tied and I was like, no way Zane's called that.
Yeah, no, like Wayne Bennett, he's always got his magic ready.
Yeah.
He's got his what do you call magic wand? And
He's
he
got
just
the Michael's special stuff, the water in the bottles.
Yeah, they were unlucky this game, Dolphins.
Both teams deserve to win this one, I think. Dolphins did well they did come back. Obviously they didn't win, but they came back. And then they did well to hang in the game. I
like the way Nicaragua's playing at the moment.
Yeah.
He wasn't good at South, but he is weirdly killing it.
It's weird.
He's been probably one of their better halves this year, which is hard because O'Sullivan was good and Katola's been good. And so another tough decision because I think Nicaragua deserves to be playing
Surely
first
gets
grade.
a bench spot.
Yeah, but Milford,
Yeah.
he hasn't been that great. He played that one game and he was just...
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, I thought Ricky and Whiten crying after the game was almost the main talking point out of this one.
I felt for both of them.
I nearly cried watching Whiten cry.
I nearly got emotional watching Ricky.
Yeah.
He was soft.
Well, they called the press conference off.
They left.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, they stopped it after that.
When he was like mid-sentence, trying to get his words out and couldn't because he's crying, and they were like, that'll do. Pack it up. But yeah, I think it shows that it's not an easy choice for Whiten to be leaving.
Yeah.
Everyone's making out as if he just doesn't want to be there and stuff. I think there's bigger things at play.
Yeah, but I think there was a lot that went on before this whole got out in the media. I think this deal was done ages ago.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to release it early before the season started.
Yeah, I think it shows that they clearly love each other.
Yeah.
He loves the club.
But he just wants change.
He just needs a change, I guess. I thought as well.
Like a few other players, but like Luke Brooks, for example, who is just locked up in that team.
I don't know.
The Raiders are free.
Luke Brooks is the goat, mate. I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll get to him soon, actually.
But yeah, I thought another thing I just wanted to touch on with this game, I don't have that much to talk about.
Yeah,
but
neither.
That set from the Raiders, I don't know if you noticed it. The one, I think either one or two before full time, where they just didn't set up for a field goal.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Reason.
Yeah, I was confused.
And it may have been one of the worst sets ever.
We're like, what are you doing? Why didn't he goes for
Well, they kept
punts.
going side to side, running shape back and forth to not where you get to set up for a field goal.
all the players were like, what are you doing?
And then it was like fourth, and then they went wide again. And it was like, what's doing here? Like, has somebody just has a forward screwed up or something?
The commentator said none of those players in the
never
Raiders
kicked
team
a field goal.
had kicked a field goal.
And then Fogarty got it, just crossfield kicked.
Yeah, no, the players were like, what are you doing? And Stewart was losing it.
I was losing it. I was in my car about to go into work. I was literally saying, this is like the worst set ever.
Yeah, like what?
Like, you just don't deserve to be in the NRL if you can't organise a field goal set. It was just shocking. But they got the field goal eventually. They made up for it.
And it was Fogarty as well.
And Fogarty kicked it. Yeah, shout out to the Raiders for getting the win. As I said, I thought Dolphins deserved to win well, but
like they're just hanging in their games.
And they could be a top 8 team, man.
Dolphins, I think they can make the 8.
But yeah, you don't have anything else to touch on in that game?
Not really. Like, we kind of just, there wasn't much to talk about it. Like, I knew the Dolphins could get back into it, which they did, and just, you know, it could have gone either way in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. The second Saturday game, or was it the last Saturday game?
The second one was
Manly
the
Titans.
upset, yeah.
Manly Titans.
Titans showed what they could do in this game in Manly's fortress. And
your multi of the week's name was Manly 13
yes, it was. I was just thinking this fortress, and I've said, we'll get to it soon about the Titans, but I just don't know. Like, you watch them, they were incredible in that game, but you watch them come out next week and lose by 30. Like, I just don't know what to say about them.
And they held on to a lead, Zane.
Yeah, and Dave Fafita, who would have thought he could kick as well?
Did he score a try from dummy half?
Yeah, but did you see that kick he put up? That bomb was higher than Burden's. Like, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, he had a good game.
He did.
Young David Fafita. I just can't believe
young David Fafita. Feels like he's been around for ages.
I think he has been around for, I don't know if he's young.
I think 2019
I'll tell you what, lock him into the Queensland team.
Oh, yeah, he'll be
he's
there.
He's back. Lock him in.
Yeah, second
he'll get his
row.
origin spot, yeah. I think when we did our team list the other week, I didn't have him, but he's in there now.
Yeah.
He's earned his spot. But yeah, I can't believe Manly lost at Brookie.
Yeah.
I think it's their first loss of the season there.
But Titans have a good record there as well.
Yeah, I saw that. And Foran as well, he has a really good... He's never lost a Brookvale against Manly, like for any other team, Warriors, Eels, Bulldogs, Titans.
Yeah.
I saw that stat as well. There's a bit of drama going on at Manly though. Josh Schuster. What do you reckon?
They want to get rid of him.
Yeah, there's rumours that they want to get rid of him. Apparently he's punching on with blokes at training. Yeah. I think he's out for a few weeks. I don't know if that's injury or they're just sitting him out for a few weeks because of issues.
Well, I mean, he's been out for injuries for a couple of weeks now.
He's only played 1 or 2 games, I think.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
And he played one really good game against the Eagles.
Yeah, his first game back.
They want to bring old Flano into the team.
Yeah, Kyle Flanagan, go reunite with Daddy Flano. Yeah. Shane Flanagan.
Who probably be moved on from leave Manly soon.
Do you reckon he's trying to ambush the coaching?
You reckon?
Yeah, maybe he's trying to build a team around him so he can sort of go, all right, screw you, Seabold, I'm the coach now. Like trying to overthrow him, like Games of Thrones type of stuff.
Who knows?
Is that what's happening there?
Who knows? Manly were just disappointing. I said last week they didn't deserve to be second, which just Titans were so good. I just so entertained by them.
Yeah, and as we've said
worried about
for
their consistency, though.
A few weeks, their attack, there's no problems with their attack. Their attack's
incredible.
Great, but their defense is where the issues are. And on the weekend, they defended. So
they did defend well, especially their outside backs, which has been weak for 17 years now.
It's weird that Shop is still not getting picked in this side, and obviously he's
injured apparently.
He's in the reserves this week.
Yeah,
he's like their defensive centre that they bought.
Yeah,
and so without him to still pull off a good defensive effort, I thought it was good from the Tigers.
Yeah, it was. And Brimson went off and he's out for about a few weeks
he's out again now. Yep.
So they went well without him. And Foran, he played a very good game. If he wasn't playing that game, they wouldn't have won.
Yeah, Foran had a great game. He's so good, man. He's so underrated.
Yeah,
he's always been good,
one of the underrated buys of the year as well.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to add there. Do you?
No, not really. I was just impressed by the Titans.
It was a good bounce back win after that game against Dolphins.
I was ready for it to happen again on Saturday. I'm like, please don't.
As soon as they were up at halftime, I was like, all right.
I was like, don't do this, Gold Coast.
Now, Zane, let's get to it.
No, I said last week it was this the week.
I have a question for you, Zane. I have one question. Was it the greatest tip of all time?
Probably. For this season, at least.
I said it. I called it with confidence. I only predicted this tip because I thought it would happen, and definitely not because I was tipping the opposite to what I thought would happen. Tigers 1-12. David Nofaluma scores the try to get me all 3 as well.
Who did I have?
You had Panthers 13+, and you had Hoskins.
Oh, gosh.
I'll tell you what, Zane, only one of us was right. The Tigers got the dub. And give them a clap, I reckon. They deserve a clap. Shout out to the Tigers, man. Shout out to them.
They were good as well. Luke Brooks had the best game in years.
That's the dumbest part of this. The Tigers were good. It wasn't even a fluke. Yeah. They played good footy.
And it was the best game Luke Brooks has played in a very long time. Whereas Cleary now had the worst game he's played in a very long time.
Luke Brooks literally outplayed Nathan Cleary.
Yeah.
No exaggeration.
No one expected
genuinely
that.
Outplayed Nathan Cleary. Like, was it the wet weather? Like, I don't know what it was, but shout out to Luke Brooks.
240-20 is like, he was just so good.
It was wild.
And that fullback for the Tigers.
He had a good game. He's good. He's got so much potential. That
Can the Tigers take confidence out of this now? Was this a fluke?
Definitely.
Or not?
I don't think it was a fluke. They nearly beat Manly. They nearly beat the Eels. And they had the bye. That's their last month of footy. 2 nearly wins against top 8 teams. I don't think Eels aren't in the 8 at the moment, but I think you can argue they're a top 8 team. They were in the grand final last year.
I still don't think Tigers are going to beat the Wooden Spooners.
I think it's the way it's looking at the moment. There's a spoon bowl this weekend.
Yeah.
Dragons, Tigers.
That's it.
And then Cowboys will be in the mix as well.
I think the Knights are still going to be down
Knights
there too,
in the mix.
if Ponga keeps playing.
The Bulldogs are at a stage where
Bulldogs,
like at that
I don't think Bulldogs are going to get it,
bottom.
but like I don't think they're going to be in the 8 either.
Yeah,
so.
that's what I mean. Like they're right now, like and literally on the ladder as well. They're like 2 points outside of the 8, 2 or 4 points off the bottom. They're in this like little awkward position. Them and the Eels are like the bridge in between the top teams and the bottom teams, and so they're like, which way are they going to go? But yeah, I think at the moment it's Tigers, Dragons, Cowboys, maybe Knights.
I agree.
I think that's the bottom 4.
I agree.
Yeah, but Tigers, they beat the Panthers. They took it to the Eels. They took it to Manly.
No,
they beat the bye.
But Panthers, though.
Panthers,
all clubs
the
they could have
defending
beaten.
premiers.
Yeah.
And it's not like the Panthers rested players like we thought they were going to. They didn't. Cleary played.
And he wasn't good.
And they weren't at full strength. They were missing some forwards and stuff.
No,
but that's a
Fisher
Panthers
Harris,
side that
who
should
is
win.
back this week, by the way, Fisher Harris,
Yeah.
which is a huge in for
Huge in must. And Lenu as well.
Yeah, Lenu.
They need them back. But yeah, I just think, I just can't believe they won. I can't believe it.
I just did not expect remember we were talking about when we think they'll get their first win?
Yeah.
We just went straight past Penrith for like, nah, they won't win.
It was either like maybe
No,
Manly,
we said Manly
or
was the one.
after Panthers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody...
Actually, no, I think we said either Manly or the Dragons in Magic Round would be their first win.
Yeah, yeah.
No one would have expected Penrith. I want to look back at that footage and see what we said about the Panthers game when we went around saying where we think they'll get their first win. I want to see what we said when they play Penrith.
Yeah, because we were
we got to post
it was one of my questions, or you asked it. One of us
it was
asked
like round 2 or something.
When Tigers will get their first win, and I was like after the bye, and you were like after the bye. Yeah, I'll go back and find that footage. That's a good idea. I thought you mentioned Buller just then.
Yeah.
His try saver on Nathan Cleary.
Oh, yeah,
arguably a match-winning play in your second game in horrible conditions. Shout out to him as well. He had such a good game.
Yeah, I know.
He's got so much potential.
Just proved Dane Laurie out of the side.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I just hope they stick with him.
Oh, they're going to play him in centre in a few weeks and then move him to the wing, then play him at halfback.
Give him around a halfback, maybe front row or something. I don't know. And then drop him and then bring him back in.
I know.
Yeah, they're a weird side, the Tigers, but
I'm impressed and I was happy for them. They celebrated like they had won the grand final after that game.
Apparently at the ground, the DJ started playing Hall of Fame as well. As if they just like won a grand final in the pouring rain. They won a trophy.
Yeah, they did get
a lot of people
and they had it on the table in the press conference just to try and show off that
I think a lot of people are saying that it's like for charity or something, the trophy. I don't think it is. I think it's literally...
It used to be the Cleary Cup, but I don't think it's called that anymore.
I'm pretty sure it said on it, first win of the season. I think they just gave him a trophy for winning a game.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. Imagine if you get a trophy for winning your first
Imagine
win.
if Sides that did come last got like a wooden spoon at the end of the year and they had to get a team photo.
They should. That's literally what should happen. You should have to put like a wooden spoon in your trophy case.
Oh, but imagine if they had to get like a team photo
with it. Or nobody's smiling.
I can't imagine. They wouldn't be smiling. I just can't imagine how that would go down.
Imagine. But yeah, I thought Panthers, obviously,
we found their kryptonite now. It's the wet weather.
That's what I was about to say. Is that what it was? Do they struggle in wet weather?
Because they struggled against St. Helens in the rain. They struggled against the Broncos in the rain. Yeah.
So like, does something have to be done with their game?
They don't need to do anything. They don't need to make changes. Like, you can't. They've just won back-to-back premierships. There's no changes.
I just think in terms of game plan for wet weather.
I'm going to say not necessarily. Like, I still think most other teams, they would have beaten.
They just got caught off guard.
Yeah. I don't think they were expecting the Tigers to play as good as they did.
I think part of it was Panthers just weren't expecting Tigers to turn up.
Yeah.
If you're talking about resting players for a pre-origin clash against anyone, I don't care who you're versing, you're way too cocky and too confident to win a game of football if you're going to rest a player.
Yeah.
Unless they're carrying an injury or something.
Yeah,
obviously.
I know. They did it last year. Remember they copped it for doing that against the Tigers as well.
I just think they were overconfident. And the Tigers, who haven't been playing that bad.
I think a lot of the games this season they've been overconfident. I think round 1 against the Broncos. I think the St. Helens game they went in very. They're like it's an English team.
It's a great point. It's a great point. Knights.
Yeah. I think overconfident. South, you can take that loss. To be honest, that's just a loss. Yeah, but then
Panthers were good.
The Tigers, they need to. Like they got the Warriors this week, who we'll get to it. We'll get to that game, but they need to be better.
Yeah, definitely. And as I said, they were missing forwards, but they were
Knights won that game against the Panthers, which they should have.
They'd be down 3 in a row.
No, they'd be outside the 8 at the moment.
As well, they're in 7th, I think, and they've had a bye. The bye is the only reason they're in the 8.
And they'd be outside the 8.
They're not the same team. They're missing Appy
if it went to the
so much.
Even if it had Buzz Rothfield's way and they got 3 points for that win, they would be still top 4, I think, which just shows how stupid that system is. Yeah. Actually, no, every team would get 4 points. Yeah, it wouldn't be much different, but thought I'd bring that up.
I just think they're just not as good as they were last year. I think they miss Appy a lot.
Yeah, they do. Appy's a huge loss for him.
As soon as they sort out the hooking spot, I think they'll be fine.
Kick-out has been a massive loss for him, even though he hasn't played much footy this year so far.
They'll be right.
And it was the most hyped up signing of probably the most hyped up signing, and he hasn't done anything.
Yeah, I'd say so. He played maybe 2-3 games.
He played the Seagulls game, the Storm game. Wasn't that when he got injured? The Storm game?
No, I don't think so.
Was it the Tigers game? He played the Tigers game, didn't he?
I think he played the Tigers game. He got concussed at training before the Warriors game.
Yeah. Then he did his
and then missed 2 games because of a short turnaround. And then the week he was due back, he was named, and then he did his pec. And now he's coming back around 22.
Oh, God.
Not good.
Not good.
Yeah, we'll get to the Bulldogs in a sec. Before we do, let's talk about the Wars, Chi-Ho, and the Roosters. Now,
I was so disappointed. I didn't think the Warriors were that bad. I watched the first half, and they were trying, but they just couldn't get over the line.
It was just weird, hey? They didn't deserve to be
14-0. Come on.
I said Roosters 1-12. That's so close. 14. I had Allen anytime who didn't score, and you said Warriors 1-12. And Pompey, everyone's favourite.
He nearly scored. He bombed one over the line. Yeah, they put in like a grubber and they knocked it dead, the Roosters, but he was nearly about the ground. It was one of those types where Tedesco came and knocked it as he was diving. Yeah, I was like, damn it,
so close.
So close. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it was just a weird game, I feel.
Yeah, it wasn't.
14-0 was such a weird score.
Roosters still weren't good in this game.
It was 2-0 at halftime, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or 2-0
it
just
was
before
terrible
halftime.
to watch, but it was good to watch because the Warriors just played so exciting. And
because it was close the whole game.
They just couldn't get over the line, but the Roosters just, I'm not hating on them, they just weren't that good.
Yeah.
And Roosters fans are like, Warriors were garbage. This is where we get started. They weren't good in that game. A lot of other teams.
They won by 14 against an injury-ridden.
A lot of other teams would have beaten the Roosters by a lot in that game. They had so many errors in them.
Yeah.
Their attack wasn't up to standards, and they've got a few injuries as well. And Sam Walker still doesn't come back into the team.
Yeah, I've got a question in regards to Sam Walker later on. But what happened to Brandon Smith? I didn't see what happened there. He was sent to hospital. Did you see what happened there?
I mustn't have paid attention because I left it. I watched 10 minutes at half time.
I had to watch the mini.
I watched 10 minutes after half time. So if it happened later in the game, then I wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah, I was just getting scores and then watched the mini, so I didn't see what happened. But apparently he went to hospital. So I hope he's all right because I like the Chiefs. Let's just have a look if he's named this week.
I
know there was a couple of changes because Momorowski's out this week, but Marnie's still at 5'8", which I think I like. What do you think of?
I like it, but it's a hard.
Cheese is named.
And Alex McKinnon said it very spot on the other day with Sam Walker and this. It's very similar to situation to Jonathan Thurston at the Bulldogs, where he didn't fit their style at the time, so they had to move him on, which was probably the biggest mistake they made, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, easily.
Right, I think he said it spot on. It's a very similar situation where Walker just doesn't fit their style. Roosters supporters are very adamant he won't leave the club, but if he's not going to get this game time, I think
people will be throwing money at him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Heaps of people. We'll get to it because that's one of my questions. So we'll come back to that. Let's not ruin my question. But is there anything else you want to talk about out of this game, or can we get to the best game of the round?
We'll get to this game, how?
Go to the game of the round. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I said Bulldogs 13 plus, and I said Reynolds anytime. The Doggies won, but not 13 plus. And then, to be honest, they should have won 13 plus. There were some bomb tries. And then you said Dragons 13 plus and Ben Hunt, Zane. Why are you sleeping on the Doggies?
I don't know what happened.
Why are you sleeping
Dragons
on
are normally unstoppable at Wollongong. Except for yesterday.
They've won their last 6.
Yeah, they just weren't good. I thought Sloan played really well, even though everyone's bagging him.
I'm seeing a lot of people bag him. I thought he was one of their better players.
Yeah, I thought he played all right.
There was one or two bombs he dropped, I guess.
Yeah.
And there was 2 times Jake Averillo turned him inside out.
Yeah, exactly. And
but when the best player in rugby league turns you inside out, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought Sloan was
They got
fine,
lucky this game, the Dogs. It could have gone either way in the end, and no one...
Genuinely, there was so many chances the Bulldogs bombed where they could have won 13 plus.
Yeah, and it was
but
same
on
with
the
the
same
Dragons,
side, there's so many moments where they could have lost 13 plus.
Yeah.
It was just a brave, gritty, solid win, I thought.
Yeah, you're right. It was, especially in Wollongong, beating the Dragons
in Wollongong, with the amount of injuries we had out, with a new halves combination, the veteran Josh Reynolds, who everyone's writing off saying he can't play 80 minutes.
Played his first official game for the Dogs.
He was on a train and trial to start the season. He played his first ever official game for the Bulldogs. But yeah, legit, at the start of the year, people were saying, they were bagging the Bulldogs. Why would you give this old dude this pass?
He's only in the team because of injuries.
He started at 5'8", but he had a good half.
Yeah, he
played good. That's the insane thing. He's just all energy, he's all effort, and he played. I thought, maybe I'm biased, but I thought he was really good. There were so many moments that he set up, and his kicking was good. He had downfield kicks and crossfield kicks, and just scoots out a dummy half. But I think my favourite moment from Josh Reynolds, Zane, his spray to the ref.
Spray.
What did you think of? Have you seen the video of it? Have you seen the footage?
Yeah, I have. And he's like, "Come here."
Yeah.
It's reminded me of school.
He nearly goes, "I'm never speaking to you ever again."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm not speaking to him for the rest of the game."
Yeah. Go away. He's like, "Come out here. Go away." It's like, which one do you want, bro?
It's like teachers.
I was just asking what I did wrong, bar. He's saying bra without the R.
Yeah, bar.
Bar. And then you see the Dragons player comes over, Laurie, he comes over and he gets sent away. And then he just comes up behind the ref and listens in anyway. And then Marty's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry."
No, he's got to apologise.
You shouldn't be the one apologising. He should be. And then I think after halftime he went and apologised.
That's just a funny situation, the whole thing.
It was hilarious. Yeah. He ended up getting fined. So originally the match review committee brushed it all, that's all fine. And then Abdo stepped in and said, "Nah, fine him." Yeah. What do you think? Do you think he should have been binned? Do you think fine, suspension? What do you reckon?
God, bin him, send him off. He'll go kick a chair.
Do you think he should have been binned? No. I don't think there was anything.
If he aimed it directly at him, if he said, I'm not going to say anything.
It wasn't dissent.
Yeah, it was just
it wasn't attacking the ref.
Yeah.
He was attacking the ref's call, I suppose.
Yeah, but
he was disagreeing with the decision and he said a swear word.
Yeah.
But come on, man. How many times do you reckon a player swears at a ref?
I know.
Honestly.
I hear it on the TV all the time.
It happens so much. I don't even think it was worthy of a fine.
Yeah.
It's only because it was caught on the microphone that he's getting fined. And maybe there was other stuff earlier in the game, I guess. But no, I thought that was hilarious. That's just so Josh Reynolds. That is just Josh Reynolds to a T.
It was the Cody Walker back in the day. The Cody Walker. Yeah. Cody Walker is him.
Yeah. Now. And Michael Ennis.
Gets cranky on the field and plays like crap. Yeah. Exactly like Josh Reynolds. Things didn't go his way, he'd lose his
It's just so funny. It's been 6 years since he played for us. Yeah. He's so much older. He's been through so much different things in his life now, but he's just still the exact same.
Yeah.
You'd assume he'd matured by now, but nah. But I love him. I just want to backtrack a little bit to the week before the game while we're on the topic of the
tips
Bulldogs.
As well?
The tips.
Oh, yeah, we
did the tips. We did the tips. But I want to just touch on Andrew Davey and Brandon Clark being released from their contracts.
Workhorse Davey, as Fred calls him.
What does he call him?
Workhorse Davey.
Yeah, right. Well, he doesn't call him that anymore.
Disappointed that he's gone. He was solid for you guys. He played that Eels game and he was very good.
He played 2 games this year. He's had a lot of injuries. And he's just wasn't getting picked to start the season. But yeah, I thought he was a really good player and a really good signing. Like, I was really pumped when we signed him.
Yeah.
And I'm confused as to why he's been released.
Who lasted longer at the club, him or Aaron Woods?
Yeah, I think it'd be close. It'd be close. Let's find out.
And who else was there for a short amount of time? There's been a lot. Like
There's been plenty. Dufty.
Yeah.
Naden
yeah, probably.
not many. Well, I think it was almost this time
Nick
last
Kotrick,
year.
or was he...
I think Kotrick played out a season, but he might have got injured.
Okay.
Woodsy played 14 games.
Yeah.
So Woodsy lasted longer somehow.
Okay, I don't know why I'm getting excited here. This has nothing to do with the podcast, but AFL news. AFL have just granted a 19th team.
Yeah,
Tasmania.
They've officially granted it.
They've just announced it.
There you go. Shout out to the AFL. This is now an AFL
Thought we'd bring that up as well.
What did you think of the Swans on the weekend?
I thought they were... I think they're going crap at the moment, aren't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I don't know.
I do check out the AFL occasionally.
Shout out to the Melbourne Demons. That's who my mum
I
goes
like
for.
looking at the scores. Like, I like the AFL.
I watch the grand final.
Occasionally I get into it, but like I don't have a team that I support.
I have a team because like the Bulldogs. You do. So I follow the Bulldogs and I watch the grand final and stuff.
Like, occasionally I get into it, but I'm just like, NRL is always going to be first and foremost. Yeah. But like occasionally I watch the AFL. Bad. Yeah, it's pretty entertaining at times, but when it's two crap teams, you don't want to watch it. But when it's two good teams,
I watch the grand final, maybe some semi-finals as well.
The semi-finals mainly is where I get into it.
Yeah, like I just have a team because of the Bulldogs. Yeah. That's easy for me. There's no bunnies in the AFL. But Davey and Clark have left. Now there's no reason given. I had a little chat with my best buddy Phil Gould. I don't know if you noticed, but me and Phil Gould are best friends now.
On Snapchat? In the AI?
On Twitter, I asked him a question. And he answered my question twice. Yeah, which was pretty cool. Yeah. And so I asked him what are the reasons? I think I said to him, because Brandon Clark, who you probably haven't heard of, he was a hooker in juniors, and Gus Gould signed him at the start of the year from Queensland somewhere and had huge raps on him. So I said to Gus, I thought you had really big raps on Clark, and I thought Davey was playing good as well. Why have they been released? And then Gould was like, yeah, we must have really good reasons to release them.
So he mustn't have been his decision.
No, it would have been his decision. He just doesn't want to say what happened. Maybe they just weren't fitting the culture. Behind the scenes drama, weren't happy without getting picked. Maybe Clark was homesick. Yeah. Just that sort of thing. But he's just not saying what happened. But yes, that's what my point was. Yeah, Gus he's saying there is a reason, but he's not saying what the reason is. So I don't know what happened there. But then, as you said earlier when we were talking about Manly, Flano as well is being rumoured to be released.
Gould's ripped into him for ages now, Flanagan.
Well, Buzz doing all the reporting saying that Flano's leaving. Kent's backing up Buzz. Gould's coming out and saying it's not happening.
There's not much to talk about on 360 at the moment, though, is there? They're finding the most random...
I reckon. And then, Serrato denied it. Serrato said that Flano hadn't heard anything about it. Flano was shocked when it came out. And then Buzz came back and said, nah, it's happening. And then Gould came out again and said, it's not happening. And then Fox League again ran an article saying it's happening. And so it's this giant back and forth, basically, Buzz versus Gus, who are both known liars. Let's be honest. Yeah. Gus literally said 5 days ago that Carraz wouldn't play Magic Round. And then 4 days later, he was named to play Magic Round.
Gus has said a lot of things.
Everyone knows Gus is lied, but then Buzz on this as well is known to make up stuff. And so it's a liar versus a liar. So I don't know what's going to happen. I want to play a game though. Let's have a guess.
When are they going to
Do you think he's going to leave? Yes or no? And if you think he will, when?
I messaged you, said I reckon he'll go to the Tigers, but then it came out Manly. I'm like, Manly? Yeah. Why do Manly want him? Is it because Schuster's going?
Well, apparently the yarn that Buzz is selling is that they want to have a backup for Ches during Origin.
Yeah, right.
Because obviously Cooper Johnson is 5'8" at the moment, I guess, because Schuster is in a bit of drama, and I guess they're expecting Schuster to not come back for a while. Yeah. But I think Flano will leave. Obviously, he's off contract, so he's not at the Bulldogs next year.
No, I don't reckon they're re-signing him.
Yeah, they won't re-sign him, no way. Especially now Olawapu's in. The future's in. Yeah. It's Flano's done. He's playing hooker in reserve grade. So I just don't know if you'll see out the season or not. I
was just about to say, when is Gould's contract going to change so they can get Gus Gould on NRL 360?
Yeah, imagine.
It needs to happen.
They just need one bit of content where it's Gould and Buzz sitting down having a chat, honestly.
With Braith and Kent. Yeah. They just both need to be there.
Yeah. And then get Danica or someone in. No, get Gallen or someone. No, Bracey. Go Bracey
he's
Gould
9 as well, but
versus Braith, Kenty, and Buzz.
oh, they normally get 4. I just reckon the typical,
well,
the normal
you get
Braith and
Braith,
Kenty, then they're joined by Gould and Buzz. I just want to see them argue.
Imagine.
Yeah,
It'd be so good.
World-class TV.
Gould wouldn't talk. He'd just sit there in silence, I reckon.
Yeah, he'd talk when he needed to.
Yeah, he'd talk but he'd be so quiet. Like, he'd just ignore Buzz. Is what I mean. He'd just ignore him.
I'd love NRL 360, but I don't like it for the news. I just find it entertaining.
Yeah.
And I only like when Buzz is on because he makes it really funny.
Yeah.
It's just, I'll tell you a bit more about it later, about what I'm doing. I'm making a compilation.
No, you got to love Buzz.
I
think you mentioned that on the weekend. Yeah. Have a guess. Let's assume Flano's leaving early. Pick a round. What round will he leave
round
by?
12.
Round 12? What is it this week? 10? I don't mind 12.
I reckon it'll get announced round 12.
I went 14.
14,
Gus sort of hinted on Twitter that nothing's been done now. There's no immediate release now, but he hinted that there will be an immediate release, but just not yet.
Yeah.
That's what he sort of hinted at. So, because he's very careful with his words in what he says. And all he said is nothing's happening right now, and he hasn't heard anything now.
There's issues
so I think
with
something will happen.
Gus, and like Paul Kent actually said it really well, because football managers aren't supposed to like talk about other clubs and bag them, but Gould, he works at Channel 9, so he has his Channel 9 cap on.
And he has a podcast as well.
Yeah, so he's allowed to. Like, it's just a bit unfair towards other heads of football.
Mm. And I think, he's been warned about it and stuff.
Well, when he's working for the media, it's like, that's his job.
He's always got to pick one or the other.
That's his job to talk about those sort of things.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
That's what he's paid to do.
Yeah.
He might be forced to pick
You're
one
right, he
or the
needs
other.
to... But how can we have TV without him?
Yeah.
Like,
he's great.
Save the commentary a bit, because his commentary's terrible, but when it comes to him analysing stuff, he's very good.
No, he is good. He just tells it how it is,
He does.
Yeah, he just gets straight to the point as well. There's no... He just literally just says it how it is.
He'd be a perfect person for NRL 360.
Yeah, he would. That's the dumbest part. He actually would be,
Yeah.
He'd fit right in.
Well, he's got his 100% footy show, which is on 11:15 every night.
Yeah.
Because they know no one's going to watch it.
I just see clips on Instagram of that.
They just know no one's going to watch it, so they put it on that late.
Yeah. Back to the game. There's just a few things I want to touch on. Firstly, Braden Burns, in his first hit up, he tore his MCL and then played the rest of the game with a torn MCL.
Yeah.
And he had a pretty good game as well. He did. He chased down Lomax and then nearly got Fige.
I think that's the reason I've got Carraz back early, because they got no one left.
Well, it's either Carraz or Skelton who's not quite ready.
He's still an option. He's still an option for the wing.
He's not an option for the wing. We've literally...
On fantasy, it has him registered as a back.
They've only just pumped him to a forward in Super.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So he can still play.
The Bulldogs actually brought up a winger in Blake Wilson, who's been killing it in New South Wales Cup. Remember that name, Blake Wilson. He's been killing it in New South Wales Cup. He's in the squad this week. He's outside of the top 30.
Yeah.
But the Bulldogs got an exemption, which makes me think Ockenball's done as a winger. And he's only played one game on the wing this year, and the rest is a forward.
The Eagles game,
Yeah. So, Braden Burns, he'll be out for over a month now, but I just want to give him a shout out for playing the full game and playing well with a broken leg. And then the one everyone's talking about, Zane, Jake Averillo. Is he the best player in the NRL right now on form?
No.
Yes, he is. He is.
Okay. Yeah, he is. 100%.
Yeah.
Origin contention. I think, there's so much that centre spot's up for grabs. There's a lot of options. Jake Averillo, I think, is the favourite for it.
I think one centre, obviously, it's probably Latrell or Turbo, because Averillo's got the other spot down pat. You'd have to put Grampbell on the wing, I guess. I don't know.
Who?
Graham. Campbell Graham.
Did you say Graham or Grampbell?
I might have said Grampbell.
we'll look back at that.
I might have put Campbell and Graham together.
Yeah, you're like Granville. There we go. New nickname.
Granville.
Oh, gosh. You're saying it.
I'm pretty sure he's a Queenslander.
Look back at what you said.
Yeah, have a look back. You guys can rewind it. I'll clip that up if I said it. Granville. I might have, because it's Campbell Graham. It makes sense if I rolled it together. Oh, well.
There we go. Stretch, where you can say stretch.
Stretch. Granville.
I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
Nickname. It works. Yeah. Campbell Graham. Granville. Saves the wordage. Just tie it down to one. Should he change his name to just Granville?
Maybe.
Rather than being Campbell Graham, should he just be Granville?
Yeah, did you see what happened with my video the other day when I did my player rankings? When I said Dallin Wateni Zalesniak, see what the captions made it say?
No, what happened?
I might try and find it now.
Yeah.
But
And then
It's a bit
while you look for that, I just want to say...
disrespectful. Yeah, okay. It'll come up.
Got it? Hold it into the mic. Oh, yeah, true. Next, this is what the caption says. Go to Zane's TikTok, blind ranking round 9 performances. Go comment, #cancel Zane Potter.
It was suggested, it was brought up in the comments what it's...
Yeah, it's got, next is going to be Darlin Watani is a lesbian.
I did not say that.
Nah, you said it. Can I play it into the mic? You got to play it into
here we go.
Play it into your mic.
It's going to be Darlin Watani's a lesbian.
Yeah, there's no lesbian there.
But yeah, we won't talk
Shout
about...
out to TikTok.
I think we're on to our... Well, that resulted in Julie's account being banned, but I'm not going to say why on camera because it's a very disrespectful slur. What the caption came up with. Yeah, and he got
cancelled because of the caption.
Yeah.
Not because of what he said.
He didn't say it. The caption said it, but...
Don't you hate that?
Question time now.
Nah, not yet. Not yet. Let me cook. I'm not done.
Oh.
Do another doggy shit. Come on, man. Come on. I've got a huge 4-page Google Doc I want to touch on. No, we already touched on Josh Reynolds, which I had down. I just also wanted to give a shout out to Kyle Olawapu.
Yeah, he went
had
good
a great
as well.
debut. I thought he was really solid on debut.
Yeah, solid debut.
He had
better
a lot
than
of tackle
some
busts.
other debuts Dogs players have had over the years.
And better than some halves we've had as well.
Yeah.
I think he was really good. And I think Burden at 7 as well I think that's working so far. He's not like the best 7 in the comp, but I think it's working. And I'm keen to see how him, Reynolds, and Olawapu develop that little rotation they've got going and what they've got building. And we didn't really say much about the Dragons.
Yeah,
do you have anything to say about the Dragons?
Disappointing. Like Hunt isn't playing well. At
Lomax,
deservingly.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, I just think they were.
And apparently he didn't take it very well. Being told that.
I heard he took it apparently he went up to the coach and was like, "Why did I get dropped?" And he said, "I'll tell you in a couple of days," and that made the situation worse.
Yeah,
that's what I read. So yeah, I think there's a bit of drama there. And I think Hook, he'll be going soon.
Right on.
He'll be going very soon
right now. Yeah.
And I think that could result in a lot of players leaving. In fact, I think it could result specifically in one player leaving.
Yeah.
And his initials are BH. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do 3 questions. Everyone's favourite segment.
Who's starting?
I'll start.
Okay.
Question number 1. In the spirit of Magic Round, what game are you most looking forward to this weekend outside of Souths?
Surprisingly, the Sharks-Dolphins game I think will be an interesting game. Battle of the Fishes.
I sort of stitched you up because Dolphins, South Storm's probably the best game of the weekend.
And the other one I think, I would have said that anyway, but the other game I think will be very interesting is Eels versus Titans. I think that's going to be a very good game to see. And even Warriors, Panthers, there's a lot of good games that...
Roosters, there is. Hey, I'd say for me, weirdly, Tigers, Dragons.
Yeah, that's one I'm interested.
They played South Storm.
When they played last year as well, it was a very interesting game because the Tigers had those 2 wins. And everyone's like, oh, this will be... show where the Tigers are at, but then they just went to rubbish again after those 2 games.
Dragons are favourites by 10.
And that is why I'm not fond on the Tigers because they played so good against the Eels last year. It's so good against the Rabbits. And then everyone's like, well, it might turn around, but it didn't.
And
that's why I'm not going to be...
that's facts, hey.
Certain on them yet.
All right, let's go to your first question.
My first question is, with teams now being able to play, finals week 1 games at their home grounds.
Yeah.
If the Dragons do ever get a home final again, which might not happen, should they play it at Kogarah or Wollongong?
Wollongong, surely.
You reckon? I feel like they would play it at Kogarah.
I assume they'd play it at Kogarah. It's bigger.
No, Wollongong's bigger.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh well, surely Wollongong then.
Yeah.
I thought Kogarah because it's up north more.
Yeah, they'd want to.
It's the St George rather than Steelers, and I thought it was bigger, but I think they've got a better record at Wollongong. It's, in my opinion...
I think there'd be a lot of Kogarah people who would probably say, play it at Wollongong just
I
so it can
haven't been to Suncorp yet, but out of all the stadiums I've been to, Wynn Stadium's one of my favourite stadiums. It's so good.
Look, I find it overrated until I go there. Then I realise how good... When it's full...
Combank obviously be
I went to a
Belmore.
Waratahs game there a couple of years ago and it was so dead.
Yeah.
It was just... I was on the hill. There was
it's
no
got to
one
be
else there.
full. But it's just Belmore on the beach, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just Belmore, but with a beach next to it, and so it's better than Belmore.
Yeah, and it's bigger than Belmore.
Yeah,
as well.
So yeah, I just love Winstead. So I would assume they play at Cogra, but I'd like them to play at Wollongong.
Yeah.
So we almost touched on this one during like some of the stuff we've talked about. Hypothetical trade, would you do it? Just hypothetically trading Luke Brooks and Kyle Flanagan.
I reckon it could work. It could work.
Do it as Tigers, would you do it? And as Bulldogs, would you do it?
Yes, I would.
Both clubs?
Yeah.
I reckon I would as well. Both sides. I think Tigers definitely should.
They won't. They
won't because they love Luke Brooks too much. But I think it'd benefit Tigers. It'd benefit Luke Brooks. It'd benefit Kyle Flanagan because he's done now. The only question is Brooks used at the Bulldogs, which I don't know if he would be because now we have Carl Oluwapu. But I think it benefits 3 out of 4 parties at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just a hypothetical trade I had. Do you remember your question?
I'm thinking. It came to me for a brief second.
Yeah. Do you remember anything it was about?
I'll probably have to ask it next week, but
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, my second question is, we'll go with this. Should Magic Round stay in Brisbane?
I think no.
I say no. I reckon bring it to Sydney. Just
so
it's cheaper for me to go.
Yeah.
We're just being selfish here.
Yeah, I can bring it to Wollongong.
Yeah.
Play them all at Wynn Stadium.
Oh, imagine that. We're just being selfish here, aren't we? Yeah.
No, I think it should move, and I assume it will move. I think like to New Zealand, Perth, Adelaide.
No.
Obviously that sucks because then we can't go to it. But
I can move it to Sydney.
I just think
move at least 1 year to like Allianz or Accor works for Magic Round.
Yeah,
it would work,
true,
but I don't think people would want them to do that.
I don't think the NRL would move it to Sydney.
Yeah, Olympic Park would be a perfect place to do it.
Yeah, you're not wrong at all.
It's set out so well for those kinds of...
use Accor for once, like what it should be used for.
And like it set out so well to do that sort of event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn into like the Easter show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, turn into literally a festival.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Like it would work, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah, they're not smart enough.
Like if they did bring it to Sydney, I feel like they'd play it at one of the other grounds. Like
they played it at Combank.
No, I feel like Allianz they'd do it at.
I wouldn't hate it at Moore Park.
Yeah. But I don't think it's big enough. I don't think it's big enough. I just think, Accor would get so much out of playing it there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they sell out Suncorp. They could get massive crowds at Accor. Yeah, definitely. And they never...
They got bigger crowds at Accor.
You need big crowds there. That's made for big crowds. It holds 85,000 people that stop playing a game. A Bulldogs game where you get 10,000 fans. It's just dumb. Do you have a third question?
I do, but it's more of a trivia question. Yeah? Do you have a...
yeah, I'll do my third question first then. Oh, that was your question anyway. This is the Walker one I was talking about before. Can you see Walker leaving the Roosters?
Yes.
Yeah?
I reckon the club he'll either go to is either the Cowboys or the Titans.
The Titans? No way. Because
I can see him going.
Guess what, Zane? This is shout out to, you know who you are watching. Somebody said to me that they think, hot take, Sam Walker to the Titans.
I reckon
that's what inspired my question. So shout out to them.
He's, Foreign's only there for 2 years.
Yeah.
I think he'll retire.
Yeah.
It
makes sense, doesn't it?
I think Sexton's the one they want to go with, but I feel like just Sam Walker would be such a perfect fit for that club.
I reckon they could do a trade.
Or Sexton to the Roosters.
Sexton or Boyd to the Roosters.
Yeah, well, I think Boyd needs to stay.
Yeah,
I like
think
Tanner Boyd.
Keep Boyd, yeah. And
I reckon I just reckon the Roosters would be a perfect
I can't believe
fit
you said Titans.
Yeah.
That's just so crazy because that's literally what inspired my question.
Look at Sam Walker, I just think the Titans is the perfect club for him to go to.
Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think he'd fit in
He's
there
a Queenslander.
Yeah, exactly.
He's young.
I don't think
100%.
Dolphins possibly, but I think they're pretty solid with their halves at the moment. Yeah, and the Broncos are pretty set with their halves at the moment. I think the Broncos need a hooker, but that's
who else? What was the other team you said?
Cowboys.
Which
it's a possibility.
What about like Raiders maybe?
Raiders Bulldogs. Works, yeah. Raiders.
To be honest, not Bulldogs anymore.
Yeah, I think Bulldogs are pretty set.
I don't think we're chasing a halfback.
Yeah, well, they need to. I still think they need to.
I think we got to give Burton and Oluwapu time and then see what's doing there. I think like right now we're not chasing a halfback. Maybe in a month, but not right now this minute.
Yeah, but I think the Titans is the perfect fit for Sam Walker.
I can't believe you said that because literally somebody messaged me and they know who they are. They said, like, they just said out of nowhere, like, hot take, Sam Walker to the Titans. And I was like, I'll ask Zane on the podcast. Like, that could be one of my questions. That's just weird that you also said Titans. Because I thought that, like, that's a hot.
I can see him in that. I can see him in a Titans jersey as well.
It makes sense. I said to them, and I don't hate it as a take. I can see it happening, but at the same time, it's hot.
I reckon it'd be the perfect thing for the Titans to do, and the perfect thing for Walker to do.
I think Walker's definitely got to leave.
Yeah. Well, Roosters fans are pretty adamant he won't, but I think if he's not getting the start, he will.
And he seems like the type of dude, and he comes from the type of family where they'll just pack up and leave.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be in first grade. And we've seen, like, Robinson drops players all the time, but he's not getting back into that side anytime soon as long as they keep winning games. I don't care. Like,
there's injuries.
There's scrappy wins, but...
If there's injuries, he will.
Well, like, Momorowski got injured and they could have moved Manu back to centre.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
They want to keep Manu.
Yeah.
Like it's,
so, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, there you go. Sam Walker to the Titans, one of the hot takes of the year. What's your little quiz question type thing?
So you watched the Matty John show, do you?
Yeah.
You did?
A little bit, yeah.
Did you watch it last Thursday?
No.
You didn't watch it last Thursday?
No.
Okay.
Is this like they did like that $1,000 quiz?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see
It's
that.
from that, but...
Yeah, I promise you I didn't see it.
Okay.
Weirdly though, I do
What
normally
year
watch it.
did Jordan Rapida make his debut in the NRL?
I'm going to go 2010.
It's lower.
Lower?
2008.
Wow.
He's only one of two players who made their debut, that's left, that made their debut
Who's
in
the other
2008. Have a guess.
2008.
Yeah, him.
How old is he? He's kind of
He's 33. But
but there can be older players.
Yeah, there can be.
Yeah,
who do you think was the other player? There's one other player that's still playing. 2008. There's one other player that's still playing that made their debut that season.
That's when I was in kindergarten.
Right.
You would have been primary, preschool.
3 years old. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Wow.
I don't know. Eh?
Give us a shot.
There's so many players to pick from. How old did you say he's? 33.
Rapiner is, but this other player, I believe, I'll look it up. I'd say would be older. It's probably.
I don't know.
He is known.
Can you give me a club or like a state?
The club will give it away.
Sydney club.
Yes, but this other player, he is known to be one of the older players in the game.
Because I was thinking like Croker, but then I was like, nah, he would have been before 2008.
No, Rappiner's older than him.
Rappiner's older.
Wow, I didn't know that.
But this dude's known to be old.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like he's pretty close to retiring.
I don't even have a guess. Like Wade Graham or something.
You got it.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And bonus point.
Let's go.
Jordan Rapiner made his debut in 2008, played 5 games, and didn't play another game until 2014. Really? Yeah.
6 years?
Yeah, 6 years between.
He played how many games?
5 games 2008, didn't play another game until 2014. And guess which club do you think he played those 5 games for in 2008? Because he played for the Raiders 2014. It might have been the Raiders he played for 2008.
I was literally about to ask.
He didn't play another game. He didn't play another game for 6 years.
I don't know him as anything outside the Raiders. I'm going to have to guess Raiders 2008.
No. Gold Coast Titans.
No way. He played for the Titans.
Yes, 5 games. Oh, look.
I didn't know that.
I can show you this now. I didn't know he made his debut that early. But yeah, he played 5 games.
And then didn't play for another 6 years.
Yeah, played 5 games.
What happened?
I don't know that much, but he played 5 games for him in 2008. He then, didn't play for 6 years and played for the Raiders.
Because he left the Raiders, remember, the other year.
Played 2 games in 2014, and he started from 2015 being consistent.
Go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You learn something new every day, don't you?
You sure do.
And now he's one of the better wingers in the competition at one point, but I think he's coming towards the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Preview time, hey?
Yeah, let's preview some games.
Magic round, perfect round for Wayne Bennett, hey? Magic round.
Yeah, magic. I'm excited. Obviously,
you know. That was my third question.
Yeah.
It's just come to me now. It's come to me now. Do you think the NRL should do something like the AFL do, where all the coaches do a challenge at halftime of a game?
Yeah, definitely.
A few years ago in the AFL, I don't know if they still do it, coaches would do like a ski into the ice to raise money, where they'd get on like a sled and slide down into a pool of ice. All the AFL coaches. Do you reckon the NRL should do something like that?
I saw someone put...
They can't really copy that, but...
Do you remember the footy show with Fatty's quiz?
Yeah.
I saw some. I think it was Roasty put out. They should do that. Each team puts up like a coach or a player, and then whoever loses the quiz gets the buy at Magic Round the next year.
That'd be a fun way to do it, to be honest. But like,
I think as well,
it'd depend. Like, if the Broncos or whatever like came last, it'd be a bit of drama.
I think Magic Round is a good chance to do the sprint.
Yeah,
100-meter sprint.
But do you think the coaches should do like an ice bath, like or a dunk?
Yeah, they should do
challenge?
something. They should definitely do. There should be
imagine
more
like
stuff
Wayne Bennett and
with
Ricky,
like coaches and players.
Yeah, imagine like Wayne Bennett and like Ricky Stewart in a dunk tank.
Yeah,
it'd be so.
Wayne Bennett,
like Anthony Seibold. They do it like out in the public as well, like the dunk tank.
Yeah.
Imagine Seibold, he'd be having queues of people
in
lining
Brisbane.
up for him. But imagine Wayne
They'd be lined up all the way back to the airport.
Imagine Wayne Bennett. That'd be too good. And Ricky Stewart, like it'd be just it's such a fun thing just to see all these coaches do some sort of charity challenge. Like, even Trent Robinson.
I just definitely think that there needs to be more. Like, I haven't been to Magic Round before, so maybe
I feel like Bennett would be the one that would boycott and
but I don't think
refuse to do it.
There's not that many things that happen.
No, they need to do
a festival of.
Yeah, I feel like there's more
things.
stuff they should do outside the ground.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean.
Activities,
like events and activities.
Yeah,
that's what like an Easter show sort of vibe.
Yeah,
It should be like
rides,
a festival vibe.
even. Yeah.
That's what I think. And as I said, I haven't
the
been.
main
Maybe
thing
there is
for the day is the footy. So like, there's no point in getting rides and all this stuff outside if they're not.
Well, I don't think necessarily. Maybe have a ride or two. Why not? But I just think like activities and stuff.
Yeah,
just little fun things. I don't know. They just turn it into a festival.
Yeah,
which, as I said, maybe it is, and we just we haven't been. So
that's why I think like Olympic Park has so much small space to do that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Which like I don't think it will come to Olympic Park, but. Yeah, I just thought I'd make that point. How cool would it be to see like the coaches do like a dunking challenge or something like that?
Get involved with the public.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would
not
be
even
cool.
like just like in the ground, like between one of the games, all the coaches of all 17 clubs are just there, and they like this is what happened in the AFL, and they all slid down into this pool of ice, and it's just then one of the coaches gets out and pulls his hamstring on the way out.
See,
like,
that's the issue. That's the issue with it.
Yeah, but it'd just be really cool to see. I think it'd be so fun to watch as well.
Yeah. All right, before we get into the preview, let's give
a shout out. That was a long question.
That was a long question. Let's give a shout out to Picklebet. Now, obviously, last week, our 3 bets, our same game multis and our try scorer bet, none of them got up. So apologies to everyone getting around our bets. But obviously, each week, you can jump on Picklebet using code HOTDOG, and you can bet alongside us with our bets of the week and our try scorer bet, which this week I'm thinking we might do a Magic Round Super Saturday sort of thing.
Yeah.
For our try scorer bet. But yeah, as I said, you can jump in our bets.
I've got my game for my multi already.
Got it picked out already?
Yep.
You'll be able to jump on that on Picklebet. Use code HOTDOG to sign up, but always gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose, as we proved on the weekend. If you're having any trouble, call 1-800-858-858 or visit, I think it's gamblinghelpline.com. Let's get into the game of the week straight up now. I just want to preface this, Zane. Wait, before we do this, let's have a look. I can't believe I forgot to do this. Let's look at the tipping results from last week, Zane. I won a week.
Wow.
The new strategy paid
I had
off.
a shocking week from coming off a good week to an absolute.
You actually had the worst week either of us have had all year.
Yeah.
You got 5 out of 24. I got 12 out of 24, so I won. So the total
Bring on the
leaderboard is
magic this week, I reckon.
to 2. What do you say?
Bring on the magic this week.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say, which is what reminded me, I'm keeping my strategy, baby. I got 5 out of 8, so the strategy worked, so I'm keeping it this week. I went through, did all my tips, and then I flipped them all. And I'm not going to lie, I hate every single one of my tips this week. Now, I didn't flip the first game, though, the Bulldogs and the Raiders. Karaz.
He's back.
King. Pele, they're all back. The Bulldogs are down to 6 injuries. Only 3 players are injured from the main squad. It's brilliant.
When we were sitting at Dragons versus Dogs in Wollongong, me and Abel pointed it out. We're like, look at all the injured players sitting behind the Bulldogs in the bench, and all the Dragons was like none.
Yeah,
it's just
hectic.
the Bulldogs
We were at 11,
stand was like full. Yeah,
we finally dropped back down to single digits. But Savage is back for the Raiders. He's named on the wing though, not at fullback. He actually got hurt against the Bulldogs in the trial game, which is a bit ironic that he got hurt in the trial game. Now he's back against the Bulldogs. But who do you think wins the Magic Round opener?
I think the Raiders get the win. Sorry, Winston. I just think the Raiders
don't apologise,
at the moment have a bit of momentum. I think they're going to get a lot of confidence from that win last week. And in saying that,
what do you think margin?
I think 1-12.
They were good against the
so. 1 to 12.
And I think they're undefeated at Suncorp this year.
Yeah. And then for my anytime try scorer, I'll be going with the bloke we'll just talk about, Jordan Rapana, whatever we call it.
Rapana.
5 games for his Gold Coast and had a 6-year break.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Gold Coast Titans legend, Jordan Rapana.
Yeah.
Rapana in all caps. My tip this week, I have a guess.
I assume Doggy's 13 plus, Carraz anytime try scorer.
Oh, that was close. Oh. Doggies 1 to 12, Carraz anytime try scorer. Yeah.
Okay.
That was very, because obviously King Carraz is back, baby. You can't not get him.
Carraz is a good shout.
I'm actually not sure if he's going to be playing, to be honest.
Carraz.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to be passing fitness tests.
Yeah. Well, then Ockenball might get his run.
Stop. Do not manifest that. Let's not say those things. Oh, please no. The second Magic Round game, the last Friday night game, this will actually be a pretty good game as well, I reckon. Manly Broncos.
Yeah. It was great last year.
It was great last year.
Randall's had a blinder in that game last year.
Yeah.
I remember.
Gerbo is out. Jake Trbojevic, I think he got injured. And then Mam and Haas are back.
Yeah.
Who did you say was back?
Tom's back, isn't he? Tom Trbojevic.
Oh, yeah, he didn't play last week.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, he is back. I forgot. Because it didn't say he was in because he was a name, but then he was a late.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Tom Trbojevic is back as well. Who do you think wins out of Manly and the Broncos?
I think Broncos are, with Haas back, I think they're going to be too good for Manly and Mam. I think they're going to be too good for Manly. And the bloke got a hat-trick last year, so I think Broncos 13 plus with Selwyn Cobbo to score at any time during the match.
I like it. I agree. I think Broncos... I literally wrote down Broncos 13 plus to start with, and so I'm on Manly 1 to 12, and I'm on Reece Walsh. Because the way I did it this week, I went and put in all my bets and try scorers, so I've just kept the try scorers to be safe because I hate my bets this week. But yeah, so I'm on Manly 1 to 12 and Walsh anytime try scorer.
There we go.
And then Waz and Panthers, Lenu
This is my multi of the week as well.
JFH are back. Yeah, there you go. And Chance Nickel, Klokstad and Harris are back as well. Tell me your multi of the week.
Well, Penrith just haven't been there at the moment. It's supposed to be dry up there. It's supposed to be, I believe. Penrith need a win. I think they're going to win this pretty well.
I thought you were going Warriors there for a second.
Klokstad is a huge in for him.
Yeah.
I just can't see Penrith losing 3 in a row.
You're going 1 to 12.
That's why my multi is Penrith 13 plus. Brian Toto anytime try scorer.
There you go, multi of the week.
Yeah.
Say that again for me, Zane. It's worth repeating.
Yeah. Penrith 13 plus. Brian Toto anytime try scorer. There we go.
Get on Picklebet,
get
baby.
On it. Yeah.
Code Hot Dog, get behind that. Zane's multi of the week. Panthers 13 plus.
Yeah.
I was on Panthers 1 to 12.
I also tempted to say Penrith 20 plus.
You reckon they're going to do a number?
I hate saying it, but I just think back-to-back losses, well, nearly 3 losses. Fisher Harris back, Lenu back. I think they're going to roll them.
I just think Warriors have been good, hey?
They are. And, I could be wrong. Warriors could challenge them, but I just think Penrith are really ready to go.
I was on Panthers 1 to 12 and Luai anytime, so I'm on Warriors 1 to 12 and Luai anytime. Okay. Easy tip there. I do think that. I think Warriors can cause an upset.
I can see Warriors 1 to 12, but I can see Penrith 13 plus as well.
If Panthers won last week and the week before, you'd be more confident on the Warriors, hey?
Yeah.
But it's just, they're not going to lose 3 in a row, you'd think.
They're not.
Surely. But we said to you last week and we said, surely they're not going to lose. The next game, I think you said this is one of the ones you're looking forward to the most, Sharks Dolphins.
Yeah, surprisingly, I feel like it's going to be a very interesting game. This
now, player of the week according to you last week, Hamlin Ueli. I think it's pronounced differently, but I'm not sure. So sorry, Braden, if you're watching. He's out. Finucane's back. Ray Stone's out, and one of the more exciting players in the Dolphin system, Valence Tavade, I think it is pronounced, is on debut this week off the bench. He's been training at right centre. What do you reckon?
This is a hard because Dolphins have stepped up for the occasional games this year.
Yeah,
I can see an upset happening.
Magic round,
and it's dry, so there's going to be no wet hair Nico in this game.
He wets his own hair anyway.
Oh, should I go with the upset? I can see it happening, but I'm going Sharks 1 to 12.
Yeah.
With Ronaldo. Anytime try scorer again.
So
safe. Just go Ronaldo.
Fortnite legend Ronaldo Volatile. I was also on Sharks 1. I think I said Sharks 1 to 12. So I'm on Dolphins 1 to 12, and I'm on the opposite winger, Katoa from the Sharks. I specified, because there is Isaiah Katoa as well. I'm on Katoa, the Sharks variant. Sione Katoa, anytime try scorer.
Good
and
choice.
Then possibly game of the week. I'm happy to say it's game of the week.
Yeah, I think it will
heading
be.
into it, it's
South's bogey
potentially game of the
team
week.
up against the Rabbitohs.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the bogey
true.
team. Been them 6 times in our life.
There you go. There's a good
6
stat.
times.
6 times ever. So yeah, Storm Souths. Liam Knight's back.
He is the GOAT, big man.
That's
Great to see him back.
basically all that's worth.
He has a few
noting.
errors in him, but he does his job. Very good player. Excited to see him have a go out there again.
Do you reckon he scores?
No.
What are you going?
You know what I'm going. It's Magic. South. There's only 2 teams that have never lost Magic Round. You know who they are?
South, I'm assuming, is one of them.
Yes, and
Broncos. I don't know.
Roosters.
Oh, there you go.
They're the 2 teams that have never lost.
That's
the Magic
interesting.
Round.
Let them play each other.
We can't do Roosters Rabbitohs at Magic
I've got
Round.
a
They have to
concept
play
for
those
ya.
in Sydney.
Got a concept. You know how people keep doing that like rivalry
Yeah,
round stuff?
I
I think
started that
Magic
trend.
round,
Should
do
be-
rivalry round,
No.
and take it one further. I reckon every team. A lot of people say there should be
You
Magic
said heritage
round
jerseys.
I think every
you
team
said
should
that,
run a
but I
heritage
disagree.
jersey.
I agree with that, but I disagree with the rivalry
But you
round.
reckon
Because I
heritage
reckon
jerseys
rivalry round, like
is good to get
Roosters
crowd
versus Rabbitohs,
numbers.
needs to be played in Sydney.
that's
So
fair.
does Eels versus Bulldogs.
Yeah,
Needs
no,
to
that's
be in
fair.
Sydney. And Sharks, Drake, like these games
no,
can't
that's
be
a-
played
that's a fair
outside.
point.
That's why I disagree.
Yeah, I
with
reckon
you there.
heritage jerseys as well.
Yeah.
Every team should run a heritage
But
jersey.
I'm going based off records. Bunnies 1 to 12. We
Yep.
won't go that far. Then keeping his streak up, Campbell Graham. And hopefully Alex Johnson, he needs some tries, but Campbell Graham is the one I'm going with here.
That's the last Saturday.
Yeah, last Saturday game.
Yeah, sweet. We're putting Campbell Graham in our multi then because I'm also on Campbell Graham. And I think Souths will get the dub. So I'm on Storm 1 to 12.
Yeah, okay.
Tigers, Dragons. Technically a spoon bowl.
Yeah, I think
if
so.
Tigers
That's
win this by
going to be
70.
a surprisingly entertaining game, this.
Yeah, I think.
Even though it's probably
I
going to be
think
about
so.
15 errors for each team and, probably 5 bomb tries and
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff.
Naden's out. Sewer is.
Naden.
Sewer and. Yeah, Brett
Okay.
Naden. He's out. Sewer and Ravalawa are back. Lomax was dropped.
And Little was
And
dropped.
the Little was dropped. There was a bit of a
I
reshuffling.
cannot believe
Little's
Little's gone.
They signed him as their hooker. And now they've got Moses Demba playing hooker.
And I believe Bud Sullivan's in, future
Yeah.
rabbit. He told me
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Tell that yarn.
I showed him my
Tell
phone.
that
I
yarn.
showed him my phone background. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, when are you coming? He's like, oh, probably not. I'm like, oh, you split the salary with White, and he's like, yeah. So he confirmed to me, Jade Sullivan.
That's confirmation.
Coming to the Bunnies,
Sullivan
yeah.
to the Bunnies.
Yeah.
Under that salary sombrero they've got cooking over there.
But no, this is a hard game to think. I think Tigers have so much confidence at the moment. I think the Dragons, this is like their worst week they could have come up against the Tigers as well. I'm going to do something I don't think I've done all year, except for round 1. I'm tipping the Tigers.
Tigers, baby.
Tigers to win
Go on. Say it.
13 plus.
He's trying to replicate what I did last week. He's trying to pull off the miracle multi.
Anytime try scorer.
Yeah.
Keeping it up. Luke Brooks.
Brooks.
Dummy and go.
In what
That was-
world does that multi
Happy
get
from
up?
dummy half, dummy and go. Luke Brooks straight down the middle, under the
Tigers
post.
13 plus Brooks anytime. That could be the worst multi ever.
It's going to happen. It'll happen.
Weirdly, I also think Tigers are going to win this game. They're coming off a big win against Panthers, off the bye, and then 2 weeks of near wins against quality teams. I think the Tigers are doing better than it seems, honestly.
The Dragons are just under the pump
And
at
the
the moment.
Dragons, lots of changes. They're coming off a bad loss.
Their
a few
back
bad
line, I don't
losses.
rate their back line at all, except for Terrell Sloan.
Yeah,
I don't rate the Fine brothers. I don't rate Ravalawa.
I think Tigers will be licking their lips that this is the game they get to play after such a big win. So yeah, I think Tigers will win. So I'm on Dragons 1 to 12, and I'm on Buller, the fullback, to score his first career
That's a
try.
great choice.
Yeah. And then the second Sunday game, Roosters Cowboys, the other undefeated Magic Round team. Jared Wahia Hargraves is back. Momorowski is out. Nanai is out. Talk to me.
I feel like this is a game that could be an upset.
Yeah.
Queensland sides at Magic Round, they show up. And
Yeah.
I'm just not in on the Roosters at the moment. I just don't rate them. And the Cowboys are crap as well, but I'm still going to tip Roosters, obviously.
Yeah.
I'll tip Roosters and I'll say Jackson Parler goes to score. And I'll say Roosters 13 plus.
Wow.
But I
But you
can
just got a
see the
feeling there could
Cowboys
be an
winning.
upset.
I can see the Cowboys winning this,
Yeah.
to be honest.
So Tupou's still out?
I think so.
Let me check.
Oh, no, he might be.
Let me
back.
check Paulo's playing.
I think Paulo's playing.
Alan is playing. He might be a centre. Allen.
Pretty sure.
Tupou's out. It's Paulo and Allen are the wingers.
Yeah.
And Hutch is in at centre. I'm on Cowboys 1-12 because I think Roosters will win. And I'm on Corey Allen.
Okay. Allen again, you like him.
Well, I tried to get the ex-Bulldogs legend last week. I got him this week. I remember, I think I told you this the other week when we were going to the Doggies-Eels game.
Yeah.
But I met Corey Allen after a Belmore game, and he was injured at the time, and I went up to him because I liked him, and I met him, got a photo, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see you back playing first grade. He never played first grade for the Bulldogs again because he got shipped out early to the Roosters. And here he is, me just sitting here tipping him to score a try. Shout out to Corey Allen. And then the last game of Magic Round, Titans and the
What a
Eels.
way to end the week.
Brumo's out and Shop is in the reserve.
Huge loss, Brimson.
Yeah, massive.
I promised Big Harding overnight I'm going to stop tipping the Titans this week. Seeing as this year, every time I tip them, they lose.
That's so
every time
ironic.
I don't tip them, they win. So Parramatta 13 plus. How does that sound? And based off, how weak the Titans' edge defense is, I think Sevo's going to score pretty easily in this game.
Do you say Eels 13 plus?
Yeah.
And Sevo?
Yeah, the Titans' edge defense.
Well, guess what, Zane? I think we're breaking a curse this week. So you said every time you tip Titans, they lose.
Pretty much.
And when you tip against them, they win.
Yeah. But you don't know what's going to happen here. The Titans are just so inconsistent. They had such a good win last week, and you watch them come out and lose by 30 this week against the Eels.
Imagine they blow another lead at Suncorp.
No, that'll be too good. I'll feel so bad. It'll be just hilarious. It'll be it'll be memed forever.
I just think it's weird that you've got that thing with the Titans, and literally every time I've tipped Eels this year,
they've lost, and every time I've tipped against them, they've won.
And so we're breaking a curse this week because I think Eels will win.
So you're tipping the
Titans. Titans, which based on history this year, Eels will win. But based on yours, Titans will win. So we're breaking a curse one way or another. Yeah. I'm on Titans 1-12, and my try scorer, Sevo.
Same with me. I think he's got to score at Magic Round.
Yeah, he's a poster boy for Magic Round, I think. And so you said your multi of the week.
It's Penrith 13 plus.
Was Panthers 13 plus.
Bizarre.
Surely make the Tigers one multi of the week.
Nah. I'd rather not. I'd rather stay safe.
And bizarre. And then my multi of the week, I forgot to say it. My multi of the week is the Bulldogs one. Purely because I hate all my other bets. Because I've tipped the opposite where the Bulldogs, I'm like, I'm happy with that. So Doggies 1-12, Jacob Courage, you can get on that on Pickle Bet.
Yeah, that's a good one to go with, actually.
I don't mind it.
So I think either that or the Eagles one are the best ones to go with.
Yeah. Obviously, you can get on all the other bets on Pickle Bet as well, but they're just our special bets that are in the Orange Peelers section. Use code HOTDOG. Let's put together a try scorer multi for the Saturday. Now, we're both on Graham.
I think Graham, Sevo, we're both on.
He's on the Sunday, but I'm happy. Let's just do a Magic Round. 3 try scorers across the week.
3. Yeah, so one Sevo. From every day. Sevo. Yeah, that's I reckon Sevo, idea. Graham, Carraz.
Let's do it, baby. King Carraz. I like it. So
I think they're the two of the top try scorers of the year, and Carraz, who probably would be up there if he didn't get injured.
So a Magic Round try scorer multi, one from each day, as Zane just said. Friday night, Carraz. Saturday, Campbell Graham.
Or Selwyn Covo, I could. But I think we've gone with Carraz now. We'll go Carraz.
And then Sunday footy, Micah Sevo. That's our multi. That multi is exclusive to the Orange Peelers bet. You can't actually do that bet yourself. So make sure you get on Pickle Bet. Use code HOTDOG. Get on our bets. Gamble responsibly. That's it. That's another week.
That's another week, yeah. See you after Magic Round.
Is this the first week you're going to miss a game of footy?
It is.
Live? You've been to get live game of footy every week?
It is, I know. I'm
That's
devastated.
Heartbreaking, man.
Yeah, I've been at least one.
Next year, bud. You said you'll be there next year.
I'll be at Magic Round next year. No matter if it's in bloody Russia, I'll be there. I don't know. I'm going to it next year.
Look, Zadie, mate, why don't Russia get Magic Round? Surely. Give Russia Magic Round. # Russia 2024.
Bring it on.
Let's go. I'll be at Magic Round this weekend as well, so you might see me there. But yeah, that's us done. Let's trot, baby.